never had the makings for varsity athlete.
What is it with you and this obsession with this varsity crap? Crap.
People come to us because we don't sell them and they can't refuse because of the implication.
You wonder ever you're a bad man? World needs bad men. We keep the other bad men from the door. Some things are a matter of duty.
The world's greatest radio show in Tennessee.
That doesn't sound right, but I don't know enough to dispute it.
I was about to take advice from a clown who dives headfirst into the shallow end of the booth.
It's Talk Sports with John Reed and Cody McClure.
If it is to be said, so it be. So it is. So it is. So it is. So it is. It's a Tennessee thing.
Well, I'm holding on.
Back in the booth, back on the airwaves, coming at you live from the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. John Reed, no Cody McClure. It's just me and my buddy Bubba. The Thursday edition, August 7th edition, day after, morning after FANRUN night at Smoky Stadium edition of Talk Sports. Bubba, what's up, big dog?
What's up, even bigger dog?
How you feeling?
Honestly, I think that nobody in the world is more tired than me right now.
Oh, no.
They might be as tired, but they're not more tired. Like, if I put my head back down on a pillow, I guarantee you, the sheep are counting me, John.
The sheep are counting me. Rough day?
I've literally had like a combined like 7 hours of sleep the past like week.
Just one of those.
Thus far.
Just everything's catching up to you at one time.
New lifestyle, not exactly, it's going to catch up eventually, but.
New lifestyle? What's your new lifestyle? Just running the road? Just running the road, being crazy?
Nah, I'm trying to get back into the swing of things when it comes to just other things, from fitness to mentals and stuff, so I'm doing a little more things, taking some time out, but I'm still not able to break my old habits, like, okay, I'm trying to read more before bed, but I still.
So you're doing both things. You're straddling the fence right now.
Yeah, but I'll still play video games and watch, videos up until that point. And then I'm trying to find time to go to the gym. And then it's like, okay, it's already 11:30, but.
What games are you playing these days, Bubba?
Anything and everything I can get my hands on. I've been trying to play a little bit of, college football.
Okay.
Getting real excited for Battlefield 6 coming out in October. But until then, there's a lot of games on the backlog. But I just have all these goals to accomplish on college football first, and then.
When you say goals, what do you mean? Like you want to win a national championship? You want to become a national championship coach?
I've already done that. Right now, I'm stuck in
trying to become a Hall of Famer.
I'm stuck in purgatory. At a forbidden program right now, all the way on the West Coast by the name of California, Los Angeles.
Oh no!
My goal is to win every natty
over there, huh?
No, this is like 2032 now.
Oh, okay.
My goal is to win every national championship with every armed forces that I can.
Sure. You support the troops.
I started off with Air Force. Head coach Lowry Tinkle led them, back to back. It was great. But since then, I guess I took, the job at UCLA after winning those, and then I just haven't been able to come back to Army or Navy since. And it kind of bugs me because now I'm intentionally trying to shift any positive momentum I had. I'm, getting less yards per minute, yards per game, not yards per minute. What the heck of a stat is that?
It's okay,
John?
brother. You're tired. It's all right. Slow down.
But they just won't keep offering me. I'll get offers for here's Ohio State's offensive coordinator. It's I don't want to do that. I want to go back down and build back up. Don't give me these high level jobs again.
It's flaw in the game.
Yeah.
They didn't realize the
It annoys me a little
patriotism.
bit.
They didn't realize the patriotism that some of the players felt. Because, I mean, like, we got to be honest, Bubba. It's not like Army or Navy is going to be poaching too many two-time national champion coaches. So, like, I kind of understand them not even trying to offer you a contract. But it also feels like maybe you've built up enough of a resume that you should be able to pick your job. You should be able to say, hey, I want to go to Army.
I think I'm going to have to, just go through the storyline where maybe head coach Lowry Tinkle got into an accident. He did some things, got suspended from the program. Now he's got to start, from scratch again. So
change his name, and Larry Tinkle Jr., maybe the son. Maybe the son is coming to.
It's not Larry, it's Lowry. Like the seasoning salt.
Apologies. Lowry. Maybe Lowry can do what his son could do what his dad never could. And,
yeah, but that takes
maybe
away
build a legacy.
The luster of,
Well, what are you going to do, Bubba? I'm trying to help you here.
Not winning all 3 natties with 3 of the armed forces. But anyways, John.
You could do a whole family bloodline, like, son and grandson. There you go.
I mean, that's all my players are for. The Buster family.
Okay.
How are you, John?
I haven't really played the new college football game at all. I got 2 games, exhibitions in here in the office. That was it. And then I was like, you know what? I don't really have the itch like I did last year. Last year I had something to prove, right? I've talked about that. I had to prove to these young guys that I still got it. So I had to prove to myself that I still got it. Had to shut Cody up. All those things. And I did it. You weren't around for most of it, Bubba, but I proved that I was the best player here. I was the top dog here all last year, so I'm good. I don't need to play the new one. All good. And that's kind of what it was. I picked up the sticks, played with the boss a couple games, a couple afternoons in here. Was able to squeak out victories twice, but not impressively. I was like, you know what? I'm good. And I don't play any other video games, so I can't really relate. We got on the golf for a little bit, but that seems to have died down now.
Racing games are always up there. In my other times,
Do you have a wheel?
I do. For my computer, I do the iRacing.
Okay.
I treat a video game. People call it simulation. It's a video game.
Are those pretty realistic? The wheels?
Well, mine. No, I bought the cheap version way long ago. So it's like a plastic wheel with the plastic pedals.
Okay.
But some people are out there using legit Mazda wheels, and
some people use big ass machines, right? Like
too.
some people get into actual
sim rigs is what they call them. The more expensive you get, the more features it has with all the motion movement and stuff like that. It's a little too extreme for a bedroom.
As is life. The more money you pay, the more they try to make you think you get. But your plastic wheel, you're doing just fine. You're out here racing. You still winning? You winning some races?
Haven't won in a long time.
Oh, well, never mind. Never mind. Awkward. No update from MAGA Jackson. I haven't heard from him. It worries me. I might need to text him and check on him. Cody was up tweeting at 3:30 a.m., so he's enjoying his vacation. I was glad you got to come to the Smokies Stadium last night, Bubba. You tried to slow roll us on the way out. I don't know if I'll be there, John. I don't know.
It's always in the back of my mind. It's you get out of work and it's late in the day, after 4 o'clock, and you're just like, man, I could really go home and just call it a day.
Yeah.
Or I could get it out and about, and then you do that, and then you hit Knoxville traffic, that is, and you're just like, oh, well, we've already made our mind up at this point.
I'm the same way every morning. Every morning that I leave to come do this show, I'm like, man, I can't wait to come home and just do nothing and go to sleep. But then something will happen. Friends will want to play trivia, movie night, something like that. I'm like, yeah, I'll go do it. Because you get that energy as you go throughout the day. So me inviting you to the Smokies game at 10 a.m., you probably were like, man, I just want to go work and go to sleep. But then you came out. It was good to see you. Shout out to everybody who came by the stadium. Gave out a lot of T-shirts. Got a lot of compliments on the FANRUN Take Me Out to the Ball Game T-shirts. I felt bad. There was another radio station. Nice guy. Talked to him. We bonded. They were there too. Not a sports station, but they didn't have cool shirts like us. So they were just trying to give away tickets to, I believe, a monster truck race, which seemed kind of cool. Seemed cool. But they just kept looking because people kept coming up taking our free shirts. And I was like, hey, you know, if you ever need shirts, just holler at us. We do it all here at SM Athletics. We did these shirts ourselves. Big hit. The boss's wife designed them, got them out there. People loved them. Of course, I had to go set up the tent. I don't know if you were here for that conversation, Bubba, where Cody promised he was going to go set up the tent. He was going to do it all. Did that happen? No. No, it did not happen. I had to lug all this stuff down in the heat and set it up myself. While the drive got to sit inside in the air conditioner at the team shop. Shout out to Sam Beard. He helped me, though. It's a good kid. It's a good guy. Like that guy. But met a lot of fans. A lot of people came out and showed love. Love that. My trivia. I had to do trivia for some contestants before the game. Not going to lie. I feel like I got a little sabotage there.
What would you say the average age of these participants were?
Has you made it for trivia yet?
I did. There's a Tyler, a Dan, and a Ryan. Is that the names? Or
that feels...
Or just throw anonymous names out there.
Yeah, I mean, there were 3 short names like that and common names like that. But, yeah, see, that's the thing is I was under the impression, I was operating as if this was going to be like, hey, who wants to play Tennessee Sports Trivia? And then you take a couple of people out of the crowd. Probably like, yeah, teenagers at least, but mostly adults. So I sent the questions, and I got them checked by the people over at the Smokies. I said, hey, here's what I got. And it was like noon, so we still had plenty of time. I said, let me know if you think these are too tough. Let me know if I need to change them, change anything about them, because I didn't want anybody to go like perfect 10 for 10 where the crowd's bored. You know what I mean? So like I wanted it to be an experience for everybody. So I sent the questions, and I didn't get anything back, so I was told that means you're good to go. And then I get there. They bring me down, and they're like, here are your contestants. And it's like an 8-year-old kid. A guy from New York who told me he knows nothing about the Vols. And like a 14-year-old kid who was pretty sharp. And his dad was there helping him. It's like there were people giving clues and stuff and trying to help, but I was completely sabotaged because I feel like the questions were a little too tough for them. Maybe I'll ask. Maybe one of the freaks could call in and I could quiz them just to see, like, hey, would the person that considers themselves good at Tennessee trivia, like, would these be too tough for them? Because I don't feel like they were, but I looked like a fool up there. Completely sabotaged. That was a lonely stand on that dugout, Bubba, as you're looking out at the crowd, watching these kids struggle, right, and trying to write down answers on the board.
Just the way that you would, roll with the punches up there too. Just like, all right, instead of doing, 2 guys, name one.
I was trying to give out some hints, making dolphin noises up there. I tried. Well, hopefully it wasn't too big of a disaster. But again, shout out to everybody who came out and showed love. I know you want to hear about Cody's first pitch. He's not here to tell you about himself, so me and Bubba get to set the narrative. We'll do that after the break. We'll talk some sports. Stick with us. Let's talk sports on FANRUN Radio.
Congratulations. You found sports radio that doesn't suck. This is FANRUN Radio, Knoxville.
A brand built love of the game. Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
Ready to launch your career? Axle Logistics is a leading third-party logistics company where excellence is an energy. With an award-winning culture, Axle proves that positive outcomes come from a positive environment and a work hard, play hard mentality. At Axle, the drive for success is infectious. And with an uncapped commission structure, hard work isn't just noticed, it's rewarded. For those with big goals and even bigger dreams, Axle Logistics is the place to start your career.
Rickard Ridge Barbecue, located in beautiful Cove Lake State Park. Rickard Ridge is home of the best ribs in the volunteer state. Smoked daily by pitmaster Mark Rickard. The barbecue at Rickard Ridge is mouth-watering, fall-off-the-bone delicious. Take the scenic drive up I-75 to exit 134. For directions and to look at the rest of the menu, visit Rickard Ridge online at rickardridgebbq.com.
What's the difference between an ordinary EV and a Mercedes-Benz EV? The feeling. Electric is what gets you there. Mercedes-Benz is what moves you in ways no other automaker can. Feel the freedom of the superbly versatile 7-seater EQB. Revel in the inspired, customizable comfort of the EQE sedan. Sense the brilliant intelligence of the EQE SUV. Discover the boundless capability of the EQS SUV. And luxuriate in the flagship meets spaceship magnificence of the EQS sedan. Every Mercedes-Benz electric vehicle offers the very latest MBUX voice-activated AI software, as well as remote access to a whole host of functions via the Mercedes Me Connect app. The vehicle's electric, the feeling all Mercedes, the choice all yours. Test drive a Mercedes-Benz electric today at your local dealer or learn more at mbusa.com/EQ.
Are you looking for a treat that will knock it out of the park at the next watch party? Just like your favorite baseball team, Crumble brings the best lineup week to week with an expanded roster that includes key lime pie, strawberry cake, or my personal favorite, Monster featuring M&M candies. Let Crumble treat you to the best cookies in the game. Download the Crumble app and start earning rewards. You can even vote monthly on what flavors you would like to see at any store of your choice. Warmer weather is here, so get to the ballpark, but don't miss the cookies.
Too much, you're not that smart, so I shut you up with a crowbar.
All right, Bubba, I want you to be the one to talk about it. I want you to be the one to review Cody's first pitch. Cody McClure stepped up, took the ball, didn't really help with trivia. Not supposed to be a joint effort. He didn't really help there, but it was fun. He's focused on other things. I get it. Nerves were getting to him. Bubba, people want to know. People want you to grade Cody's first pitch. You were in the building, right? You were in the building in time?
Oh, I was there.
You were there?
Posted up. The cameras were out.
Okay.
Flash photography happening.
What'd you think about it?
Being nice.
No, okay. Well, you could be nice. You could be mean. You could be honest. However you want to do it.
Being nice. He showed up.
Okay.
He was not on the mound, though. I understand that may have been an executive decision, not through him, which it is what it is. I'll allow it.
I'm going to be honest. I know that's what he's saying, and that's what he's claiming. I don't know if I buy it. Because they originally tried to tell me that last year, too, and I said, no, they said I could throw off the mound. They said, oh, okay, go for it then. Like, they always try to tell you, like, hey, throw it in the grass, but if you, like, actually look at the new stadium, maybe there's different rules. Now, I would be pretty disappointed if the Smokies were like, hey, we take our mound this seriously, that you can't throw off of it, because, like, Major League games let you throw off the mound if you want. You know, like, they let people go out there for the first pitch and throw off the mound if they really want. So, like, hopefully the Smokies aren't taking their mound that seriously where nobody can do it, because last year they did try to tell me at first, like, you throw from the grass. I said, no, I'm throwing from the mound. They said, you sure? I said, yeah. I said, oh, okay, go for it.
I think it's like a secret code that they have, or they're just now like, oh, he's doing it. He's doing it. And they have to go into, like, protocol.
Well, that's a different story, Bubba, because that did raise my question. Like, even if they said, no, you got to throw from the grass, like, Mr. Rock and Roll is going to be afraid to rebel a little bit against the machine. Like, I mean, that 130-pound girl down there wasn't going to tackle him and move him. They weren't going to, like, do anything. Ask for forgiveness, not permission type of thing. But either way, I digress. Back to you judging this first pitch.
His crowd work was pretty great. The whole former varsity athlete always gets a little chuckle out of me.
It's a nice pop.
It was. But then when it came down to the mechanics and the overall pitch itself, I got to be honest, John, not great at all. The ball, it was just lobbed up in there. It wasn't really a pitch at all, you know. It was what I expect to see in, you know, my Tuesday night men's softball week here. But even then, way, way off the plate. So,
how would you grade on a scale of 1 to 100?
1 to 100, anywhere from 53 to 63.
Okay, that's pretty kind. That's pretty kind. A little higher than what I would give it, but I'm people are trying to clown me retroactively. And I get it. Ha 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 ha. Mess with John. He's got a temper. Ha ha ha.
I mean, his never hit the ground.
Let's gas Cody up. I mean, it didn't hit the ground, but it barely made it from off the mound, lobbing it in there. Like, I mean, it barely made it. Barely made it. It was about 6 feet outside. And like you said, the throwing motion kind of looks like a girl.
Hey.
A girl that's never played sports.
Okay.
So not like an athletic girl. I know there's athletic girls out there, Bubba. I was setting it up. He throws like a girl who's never played sports. The Mia Thermopolis type. That, the rock climbing, yoga type. You picking up what I'm putting down?
No.
Princess Diaries.
Princess
Diaries. Mia Thermopolis.
See, I was thinking the Sandlot when you said play ball like a girl.
No. Women are strong. Women can play ball. But some women don't play ball. And he throws like that type of woman. Or like the kid whose dad wasn't around to help him throw. That was the vibes he's given. The art hall kid that never played sports, that didn't care about sports ball. That's how he threw a baseball. But again, I'm not trying to sound bitter about it because, people were trying to clown me retroactively. And, my first pitch wasn't great, but I was also told, did you talk to him afterwards? Did you see the baseball he threw?
I did see the baseball.
People were saying, someone who was there last year with me, I didn't get to actually see it, but people were saying they've actually improved their baseballs a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's solid baseball.
Yeah.
It's got, the logo imprinted upon it. It's got, the stitching in there.
Yeah, so they said
the weight
it was
felt pretty, average too.
Yeah, they said it was. They have upgraded their balls. It wasn't the same, smooth baby ball that they gave me last year. You never saw that one, did you?
Nope.
Yeah, I was looking for pictures of it, but I don't have it on my phone anymore. I was trying to find it just to kind of.
Not a memento that you want to keep around.
The baseball, well, kind of. We had it at the studio for a while, but the station mascot Mabel, she got a hold of it and she chewed it up immediately because it was such a cheap plastic ball that it got chewed up immediately. First time she bit it, it basically exploded. So I didn't really care about it. I didn't get mad or nothing when Mabel ate it, but the dog ate it. Not to pull like a kid, like dog ate my homework thing, but that's really what happened.
I never got to use that excuse.
No, my dog never ate the homework. I'm sure it has happened somewhere, to people. I'm sure a dog actually has, like, ate a notebook or something, but no, my dogs never did that. I'd spill coffee on it from time to time. Like, that happened. My dad spilled coffee all over my notebook one time and just completely ruined everything. That was pretty tough.
So, John, was this your first time at Covenant Health Park where the Knoxville Smokies play?
For the game, yes. Me, Bob, and Russell took a behind-the-scenes tour before it officially opened. Just, through this partnership to go down there and try to plan, what we were going to do and just kind of go down there and shake hands and because we're media partners here. We help promote them and try to. And yeah, they were nice enough to invite us down about a month before it opened, maybe 2 months before it opened, and let us look behind the scenes. So I'd been there for that, but otherwise last night was the first time.
What were your thoughts? Because for me, that was my first time in the new stadium. And honestly, for a AA affiliate team, it was a really, really nice stadium.
Oh yeah, no, man, it feels top of the line. I mean,
I enjoy the walking bridge around the back. The scoreboard's cool. Walk behind it seems like if somebody hits a home run, out the wall, you're not getting that ball, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'll say honestly, last night, Bubba, there were so many people there, and trying to deal with all the friend groups I brought and all the listeners that want to talk. I'll be honest. I didn't really soak up much of the game or the atmosphere or get to like walk around and explore. So I'm not going to have a real answer for you. I sat down third base. The seats were comfortable. Like the backdrop's pretty cool. Like you said, the scoreboard's nice. The speakers, the in-game stuff is pretty good. Huge upgrade from what they had last year, and quite frankly, a huge upgrade over what's been at Lindsey Nelson the last couple of years. So I'm excited to see Lindsey Nelson as it gets finished this year. But I thought the concession's pretty efficient. The apartments there kind of throw me off a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of those. I mean, it'd be cool to live at a stadium, because it's like, oh, let me walk out on this patio and look at the game going on.
Yeah.
They did have a nice little, not the apartments, but the stadium had like a little like 21 up like adult area way in the back. And
I didn't go. I didn't get to explore any of that.
Some cornhole boards, some ping pong, and some nice lounge chairs around. With some TVs around the bar in case you want to watch other games as well.
I would like to check in on a weekend. Like the season's pretty much over now. I think this weekend might be the final weekend. I wouldn't mind. I kind of wish I didn't go to a weekend, but man, it's so hot in the summer. Like last night was miserable.
It's just summertime in baseball, John.
No, I know, brother, but it's just tough to sign up as a bald man to go sit out in the sun for a couple hours because I think I've decided that putting sunscreen on is one of my least 5 favorite things to do. I hate it.
Oh, you're getting the wrong sunscreen. You got to get the scented pineapple coconut ones. The tanning style ones too. I've been using those.
I don't use
this
tanning
summer.
oil. Tanning oil and sunscreen, 2 different things.
The sunscreen with the tanning bronzer, and it's like an SPF of 15 or 30 max.
You're putting bronzer on. I wonder how you have that glow.
It's done wonders for my legs this summer.
I've been wondering how you have that glow. No, I just hate it. It's either oily if you're getting cream, it's greasy and oily, or if you do the spray, I always freak out about the spray because I don't know if it's going to hit everywhere I need it to hit. So I spray it in my hand, just kind of wipe it all over my hand. But I hate it. I hate putting on sunscreen. So I've just decided I'm mostly going to stay out of the sun as much as I can. But I would have liked to have seen the Smoky Stadium on a weekend. They say it's still rocking in there because last night was, there's a lot of room in there. So it was kind of sparse. It was a Wednesday night. I get it. I'd like to watch a soccer game in there too. Have you been to soccer yet?
I've not. That's one thing I'm intrigued about. One, I wouldn't look forward to it too much just because, understanding turf a little bit, it felt like it kind of hurt me to see them keep putting down, these pieces of sod to kind of cover up areas, I imagine.
Uh-huh.
So I'm curious to see how they do that. But
yeah, I'd like to watch soccer, but no, it's, I think it's really hurt the downtown area when it comes to actually trying to get downtown and all the parking they've taken away and just kind of hurt the old city. But it was nice to be able to go to a ball game if you want. It is nice to kind of have them here. Again, it's kind of hard to park down there. When I try to go play sports trivia at Barley's, Smokey's game, can't park down there. $20 to park here. That part of it sucks. So I wish there was a happy medium. I wish they had actually added some parking down there somehow, some way.
The goal is to park, 15 and a half, 20 minutes away, parking garage where you gotta walk up a hill every now and then. And
like I said, it's too damn hot
get hit
for
by
that.
a car.
It's too damn hot for that, especially if you're trying to come in. I don't want to say last minute, but yeah, pretty much last minute for trying to get over there. And that part I don't love. That part I don't love for sure. Poster writes in asking, did Cody complete the 999? And I didn't see him eating hot dogs. Did you?
He did not.
Yeah.
He maybe completed the 9-9, but not the first 9.
I don't know if he was there all 9 innings either. I don't know. I know he sang the 7th inning stretch. I know him and Russell and Sam and intern Garrett got on the screen and sang a really, really bad rendition of "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." But I'm not going to judge. I can't sing either. But those guys couldn't carry a tune in a bucket. It's kind of sad to see. It was a bad representation of the brand. But either way, they man the arena. At least they got on the mic. But no, Cody did not do the 999 challenge because if you haven't figured out by now, Cody makes a lot of claims and then backs out. Hey, John, I'll help set up the tent. I'll do it. Don't worry about it. No. Hey, John, I'll be there to help you at least set up the tent. I'll meet you there at 5. Climb at 4:55. He's hanging out at the intern's apartment, getting drunk before the Uber comes. I was like, all right, so I got it by myself. Good deal. Good deal. Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
Hey, he's hanging out at an intern's apartment. Whoa, John.
No, one of the guys. He ran off the girls. One of the guys. Him and Garrett being buddy. Also said, like, he was going to do the 999 challenge. No, didn't do that. Did you see any social media content that he did last night? Did you see any social media content?
From
besides the first pitch that William took
from the main account,
which by the way, really nice of William in that video to like miss the throwing motion. Do you notice that on the main account when they posted the first pitch?
I just keep watching my version.
Yeah,
I kept trying to do like a little blur gate situation. But then by the time I had it all pieced together, I looked up and I was like, "Oh, this is a really botched editing job by me." Especially during between innings. And then 2, it's like, they already know who threw the first pitch. There's no point in this anymore.
Well, William got on the field and videoed it, and did good getting up close. But like when Cody actually goes to throw it, he just like looks at home plate, so you don't see the little girly throwing motion that he has when he flips it out there. So did a good job hiding him there. But the first pitch, people remember, or at least I think you guys remember, where he said, I believe it was something Bubba similar to like, I'm going to go up there and be like George W. Bush on 9/11.
That's what he said multiple times.
And fire it in there. I believe I'm not crazy for saying that he said that, right?
No, I mean, he said that at least twice.
Okay. Just making sure I was on the same page as everybody there.
I was going to try to make a McClure-style joke, like, he fired it in like 9/11, but maybe something else, but I don't want to go like that's messed up.
That was the one out in the fields in Pennsylvania. Like that was the effort he had there, just high and outside. Many people asking about the barista. I can't get into too many details because I can't say anything for certain, but I do know a couple things. Last thing we'll talk about Cody while he's not here, at least about this, but he did go back to Starbucks. He did take her 2 tickets. He said, hey, here you go. I was in the area. I told you you could come to the game. I was thinking about you. Here's 2 tickets. And she said, oh, wow, thanks. Gave him a fist bump and said, thanks, friend. To me, that seems awkward hearing it. Whenever I heard it, I said, oh. But at the same time, I gave him credit. I gave him credit for going and shooting a shot, putting himself out there. Now, do I think a fist bump and thank you, friend, is a good response? No, but it's not the worst. It's not like, ooh. It's not like security.
She also could have been like, oh, I hate baseball, but thank you, though.
Someone call the police. Like, she didn't do any of that. So I think that's okay. He can still go to that Starbucks in the mornings, right, and get his coffee. Like, he doesn't have to worry about seeing her again. Next time he sees her, she'll probably be like, hey, how'd it go? And he'll be like, oh, yeah, it went good.
He'll like, oh, I was George W. Bush, all right. And she'll be like, who is that? I'm too young.
He was more like George Bush without the W. Like, you remember that video of George Bush at the Astros game when he's in his wheelchair kind of on death's door? That's kind of where Cody was last night. He was George Bush. He forgot the W. But yeah, she hit him with an thanks, fist bump, thanks, friend. So I don't think she showed up. I never saw her, and if she was there, she didn't come up and talk to him. So like, he stepped up to the plate though. I give him credit for that. He doesn't have to worry about what could have been.
The game was a blowout. Unfortunate situation for him. They throw him in there against. Oh, not even an ace, but somebody who's already been dealing on the mound. And what's he going to do? He's just going to watch. Well, he swung at least at a couple of strikes there.
Exactly. He got in there. He tried. I give him credit for that. But, yeah, the actual baseball game, Blake Burke, shout out to him. Got a RBI double in his first at bat. Some nice solid contact. Found the gap, in left center. That was kind of cool.
Early on.
And then, I didn't really pay attention to much of the rest of the game. And then I looked up in the 7th inning, and they scored 6 runs. Like, when the hell did that happen?
To be fair, it was just Biloxi Shuckers the whole game. They were up 8-1 all the way going in, to the 6th and 7th.
Yeah.
And then it was 8-4 at the end when the last little 2-out 4-score rally or 3-score rally. But
it was at that point I said, it's time to go home.
You know, that's the point. It felt awkward because it's like I understand there's people there for the Smokies, but also it's like the Vol enemy there is cheering on Blake Burke and his career. And
a lot of people cheered on Blake Burke, which I thought was nice and expected, obviously, before the at-bat. But then he hits an two RBI double, and people are still cheering. I'm like, that feels a little awkward. But I understand that's minor league baseball, and like that's kind of how it goes. And these, when these players are making like a trip back to their hometown, or of course, like just where they played college ball.
I don't know at what point you got out of there, but after the game, I kind of stayed a little bit, and Blake Burke was still hanging out for another, 30 minutes, just signing everything he could and taking pictures. So
he was doing a lot of that before the game. So, he was definitely soaking it in and, being very, very kind and gracious to people and people that support him, and just, it's smart. Obviously, you want to be a beloved member here in the community, where you can come back after your playing career or just come back whenever and still get that love. So that was really nice of him. And then, like I said, it was cool to see him come up and rope a two RBI double.
And lastly, John, this is going to be kind of a hot take here.
Okay, let's go.
But watching baseball in person like this kind of thinks maybe the Savannah Bananas, I know it's completely different, different type of game, but I feel like those environments would also be pretty cool.
So you
like maybe some guys you watch, before,
uh-huh,
like some guys that you befriended, and then you're seeing them play for the Bananas and doing all sorts of stuff too. Like I like the game of basketball, especially when dudes, absolutely.
You wanted some of the Smokies to come out there and shake their ass?
No,
dance,
I don't want them to. I know there's a couple of guys for Biloxi that was already doing that willingly. Their third baseman, he was out there vibing. He'd put his hat on sideways a little bit, it'd just be kind of. Kept playing in the dirt a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't pay attention to any of that. I didn't see him dancing at all. Overall, though, a successful night. Again, shout out to everybody who came through and supported, or the people who tweeted. I know not everybody can come out to a game on Wednesday, but appreciate you guys. Love doing those type of events, getting to get out and mingle with some of you and shake hands and say what's up. So another successful one in the books. I imagine we'll do it again next year. So mark your calendar for sometime between like May 15th and like August 15th for FANRUN Night Part 3.
We got to get somebody up in the booth too.
Yeah. We were supposed to last year, but it kind of fizzled out a little bit, but feel free to put that on the suggestion list for next year, because they always ask, like, hey, what do you guys want to do? And it's kind of up to us. So Bubba wants to be in the booth. We'll see if we can get you up there for next year, year 3. Bubba, send us a break. We'll talk some Tennessee sports, some local sports, some NFL as the Shield is back tonight. The preseason officially starting. Stick with us. Let's talk sports on FANRUN Radio.
You're listening to FANRUN Radio, the sports humans.
Hello, is Tina there?
Who's this?
Yeah, this is Vince from the hit reality show Wives Don't Tell. Tina applied for our show to confess that her husband won't go to the doctor to get his erectile dysfunction checked. She said she's ready for a guy that can bring the heat.
All right, what the is going on? You're talking to her husband right now? Tina!
Well, she wrote the application that her man's performance is questionable. She's basically married to a coffee table. She also said, we live within driving distance to Men's Pro Knoxville, but he's too scared to get a blood test.
Oh my, she is done. She is so done.
Gotcha, Mike. It's Nephew Tommy. Ain't no reality show. It's a prank. Men's Pro Knoxville is the real deal, fellas. Local experts, test results in minutes. Call 865-544-8220 or hit men'spro-knoxville.com before your lady books a new co-star. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
Dental health is so important. It's one of those things that if you don't stay on top of it, it can really come back to haunt you, both financially and, of course, in terms of your physical health. If it's been a while since you've been to the dentist or you've got a dental issue that needs attention, do what I do. Go to Malone and Costa Dentistry at Knoxville Smiles. You can schedule your appointment online right now at KnoxvilleSmiles.com or just give them a call at 865-539-1776 and tell them FanRun Radio sent you.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
White Claw is taking hard seltzer to new heights with White Claw Surge. At 8% alcohol, White Claw Surge is a stronger wave of refreshment that doesn't compromise on taste. Available in 4 bold waves of flavor like ripe blackberry, citrusy blood orange, zesty natural lime, and tart cranberry. Check out your favorite retailer in-store and online for the White Claw Surge Variety 12-pack and 16-ounce single-serve cans. White Claw Surge. Please drink responsibly.
We really need to get some branded stuff. Shirts, hats, promo items, something professional.
I mean, we could just find a website and order a bunch of it ourselves.
You could, but you're taking a big risk. You don't know the quality, the fit, the timeline. It's a roll of the dice.
Yeah, I guess. But isn't that how everyone does it now?
Not the ones who actually care about how their brand looks. Look, if we're putting our name on it, it needs to be done right. We need SM Athletics.
SM Athletics?
Yeah, they specialize in working with businesses like ours. Apparel, hats, promo gear, but real, customized stuff. They actually care if it turns out right.
Probably a lot better than getting stuck with 100 t-shirts with crooked logos.
Exactly. Plus, they'll walk you through everything. Sizing, colors, material, so it matches the image we're trying to build.
Makes sense. What's the name again?
SM Athletics. Trust me, if you want to look like a real company, not a flea market stand, this is the move. If you're serious about your brand, work with people who are serious about getting it right. SM Athletics.
Siempre picheo en rol otra vez. Yo siempre picheo. Dímelo, parcero. Siempre con la Z y no somos salseros.
Now, will the Vols play any games over there in Covenant Park?
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, I feel like we could have maybe seen that this past season. But, I mean, maybe in the future for, like, an exhibition match, I can see them doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it'd just be exhibition only. They're not going to move. They're not going to move any actual regular season games out of the brand new Lindsey Nelson Stadium. I get that, but like I was curious because I know they do some of these exhibition games. Like they went up to Kodak and played. Last November they went up there and played a couple.
Then the summer series where they were using wood bats, right?
Well, that was for that was actually a regular season game when they did that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because at least in 22 we did that, and it ruined our win streak. Like we were on like a 20-something game win streak, and then went up there and got shut down by, was it ETSU that shut us down, or maybe it was Tennessee Tech? Tennessee Tech maybe I think shut us down. But yeah, I was wondering, like, if they would, because Randy, of course, has ties to Randy Boyd, of course, has ties to Tennessee, and might want people to try to come check out the park. I know Tony pushed back on having like regular season games there. Like he didn't want that to happen because initially they had talked about trying to make that the new Vols Stadium too, and they're like, no, we're not moving off campus. We don't want to do that.
Not while your home stadium is going through renovations as well.
Yeah.
Like, if they're willing to play through the renovations,
yeah,
I feel like it's already kind of the message sent where it's like, nah, we'll just keep playing here.
I didn't know if maybe they'd want to host like, local colleges, like have like a Tennessee Classic or something with some of the local Tennessee schools, like in the off season or before the season starts, like an exhibition thing to kind of get the the juice is rolling, the juice is flowing. Bring ETSU like Austin P or something. I didn't know.
If not, then they need to be listening to you, John. It's not that bad of an idea. It also utilizes a ballpark too.
Yeah,
it's got up to snuff with their conditions of presentation.
Yeah, or just a inter squad scrimmage or something. I don't know, because I was thinking, I mean, that park's like we talked about. It's pretty nice, and you'd want it to get as much use as possible. I know eventually they're going to do concerts and stuff there, and after the Smokies game the other night, they had wrestling out there. So like I'm sure they've got ideas to really like kind of utilize it much more. Although I can't imagine like concerts there being very, very fun if you live in those high dollar apartments or condos. Like I can't imagine you'd like that on a Friday night, 10 o'clock music blaring out there, but maybe that's part of the appeal of moving out there.
One thing I'd be curious to see is like on a local aspect, like for some of these like high school teams, like I know, when they go off the state, they go out to Tennessee Tech and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But I always think it'd be pretty cool if they did like a little, play-in tournament there because, it's always cool to play in a ballpark that's a little bit bigger than your own.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it would be cool to just have local high schools have, even if it's just their jamborees. I mean, I assume, does baseball have jamborees? I know, of course, football does. And basketball has some preseason stuff too. I feel like I remember, but
I wouldn't really call it a jamboree for baseball.
Sure, but you know what I mean. Just that same type of concept, just some exhibition preseason stuff. Even if you don't want to count it, I think that would be good. Knoxville's got a lot, man. It's cool. Like traveling and talking to people. I actually had this conversation in Vegas, talking to a family, and their kid went to Georgia. Yeah, that's what I said. I said, boo, boo. And he's like, well, yeah, but we're good. Huh? And I said,
you can't say that.
I think you guys are good at football, but kind of suck at everything else. But either way, that's fine. No big deal. Mike White, yeah, enjoy him. Everything's cool over here. We had that whole back and forth, but he was talking about Athens, and the kid was there like, it's kind of boring. Everyone leaves as soon as they graduate and blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, actually, I live in Knoxville. I was like, I went to school there and I stayed there. I was like, Knoxville's a cool town. We got a lot. And I started naming off. I was like, you got the Smokies. We get a lot of concerts. We get kind of both feels of, small college town, but also a little bit bigger. Not necessarily a big city, but a nice medium-sized city. It's cool to have a minor league baseball team here. It's cool to be able to get some pretty big concerts over at the Thompson Bowling Arena at Food City Center. Even Neyland Stadium, of course, gets a couple huge concerts. Like, that's cool. Don't take it for granted. That kid at Georgia was like, we got Kirby Smart, and we can't be on the roads because people will run us over. Our players are crazy.
To be fair, the speed limit on the roads down there, it's pretty understandable.
Yeah?
Like, I don't advocate for, speeding and stuff like that.
Sounds
obviously.
like you are.
Not an advocate for it, but I understand.
Yeah?
Just long stretches, Like, just sometimes it takes a little bit to get from anywhere. Like, from where my buddy coaches football at, it's like a 30-minute drive to Auburn,
Uh-huh.
But, like, during that 30 minutes, like, you make some time up.
That's sad. Sounds like Bubba's advocating for speeding after all.
I'm not. I had to preface that.
I'm excited to see the city come to life. Like last night being outside at Kodak, or excuse me, not at Kodak, at Covenant.
Wish it was in Kodak still.
No, maybe. Traffic would have been a lot easier, but either way. Parking, all that stuff. But either way, last night being out there with the people, it felt like a game atmosphere, being outside watching a game. Now, look, no disrespect to anybody from the Smokies if they're listening. We appreciate the partnership. Smokies baseball, at a certain point you realize, like, we're watching minor league baseball. We don't really know most of these players. And it ain't Tennessee. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't Tennessee football, especially. Because I was saying it got the juices flowing a bit last night to get out there, have, like, tailgates, have people come, show up, watch the stuff. It got the juices flowing for football. I got to say that because last night, being up in the concourse, the game was going on, but when we're talking to people, you're getting drinks, you're talking, you're eating food. it kind of felt like a tailgate. Seeing a bunch of people you don't usually see, but like everyone's there, and there's energy in the air. It did get me really excited for football here in the next couple of weeks, especially that first huge home game against Georgia. Like that, I'm ready now. I'm ready.
I understand that and I respect that, but man, John, going to a baseball game and you're thinking about football.
Again, no disrespect to the Smokies, but at a certain point you realize you're watching minor league baseball. And, and then you realize I don't know any of these players. Like, the only guy I knew was on the other team. Like, and Blake Burke only gets to bat once every 9 times. You know what I mean? So, like, it didn't move me. Now, I don't mind baseball. I love going to watch the Vols play. Like, and you got a real rooting interest, and you got something you really care about. And I know there are Smokies fans, but I'm not going to pretend to be one. So, yeah, I was just there soaking up some game energy. Like I said, to me, it was about the fellowship, shaking hands. Oh, FANRUN night. Oh, I love the show. Oh, thanks, man. Cody sucks. I'm like, yeah, I know. Great trivia, John. You look really handsome. I'm like, wow, thanks. Great shirts. I know. The boss's wife designed them. You want one? Nah, I ain't got any more. I'm sorry. Like, all that, just like I said, it got me excited just to be out there tailgating and to feel that energy. It was a nice appetizer. Were you locked in last night to the baseball game, Bubba? Is that what you're going to claim? You're going to sit there and claim that?
I'm not claiming I was locked in, but I was intrigued to see, because one of my other favorite things about going to, any type of minor league ordeal is like which type of players are going to end up, getting a chance, an opportunity. It seemed like there's a couple guys out last night,
Well, that is the thing about the AA. That is the thing about the Smokies. Like, there will be some top-end talent. Like, yeah, like some of those guys will be big leaguers. And
also I was thinking about some of the high names that went there, recently, too. I was thinking, obviously, like Pete Armstrong, right now he's taking the MLB by storm. He was a...
How long did he spend with the Smokies?
I can't really give you a timetable.
Okay, but did you watch him when he played with the Smokies? Like, when was he with the Smokies? Do you remember any of that stuff? Because yeah, I mean, he's a star now.
I would say within the past 4 years.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and I had a little stint in college where I was interning with the radio station, the Smokies radio broadcast or whatever, and would do some stuff around there and do some stuff at the stadium with the team. Not much, but when I was there, Javi Baez and Wilson Contreras and Chris Bryant, and then on the road when the lookouts came, Jock Peterson and Yasiel Puig came. So that was kind of cool to be oh yeah, I know, I saw those guys play at the smaller level.
On the flip side, though, it's also, breaks your heart when it's like, man, this guy's out here batting 108 at the AA level. I think his career might not go where he wants.
This guy's 30 and he still ain't broke through, and he's getting worse as it gets. Yeah, it's time to go to LinkedIn, brother.
Yeah.
UPS is hiring. FedEx probably hire you too. Amazon, there's warehouses they could put you in, put you up. Yeah, that part is a little depressing. You ain't got to worry about that as much when watching the Vols. Now, you can make those same type of jokes, guys going professional and something other than sports. The NCAA didn't really do him any favors with that commercial, even if the message was pure, the intention was pure.
I need to find Biloxi's third base coach, though, because he did something really cool last night that I've never seen before.
You love this damn Biloxi third base. You love the third baseman, you love the third base coach.
He was in front of my view the whole night.
Okay, well, what did he do?
He took his helmet, he bounced it off the turf, and he caught it back in his hand and put it back on his head.
Okay.
I know it doesn't sound as cool, but
no, that sounds cool.
Just bouncing the helmet perfectly to where it's not gonna fly off anywhere else, but straight up.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Catch and just smooth criminal style, put it back on the head.
Okay, a little MJ.
Yeah.
All right. You said you want to find him? You gonna send him a letter or something, or what?
I'm just curious who this guy is and look up his stats and how he got there.
You gonna try to email him, be hey bro, really sick helmet bounce you had?
Nah, just
leave that man alone. Don't bother looking it up. It's better if you don't know the name.
Well, that's too bad, John. We've already looked up the roster.
Hour number 1 in the books. We'll kick off hour 2 with some headlines. We'll get to some Tennessee sports. Stick with us. It's Talk Sports on FANRUN Radio.
Check out our new and improved website at fanrunradio.com.
Hey Knoxville, Surfside iced tea and vodka made with real brewed tea is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar with no bubbles and no troubles. That's right, zero carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. Headed to a game day or party at a friend's house? Bring an iced tea or lemonade variety pack from Surfside or try their green tea and new raspberry tea vodka. Find the can with the sunset stripes this season. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older. Enjoy responsibly.
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Make sure you use the promo code FANRUN to take advantage of their welcome bonus and so they know that we sent you. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-8899-789. Must be 21 or older and located in Tennessee to bet.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
Sick of Googling the best bets for tonight and coming up short? Tap into the slate presented by VIP Play, East Tennessee's only on-air gambling show. I'm William Pattison, and every weekday from 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern, I'm giving you sharp analysis, trends, and picks for college football, the NFL, NBA, MLB, and more. If it's on the books, we've got you covered. It's the slate presented by VIP Play, weekdays at 6 on FanRun Radio.
Hey, folks, if you're in need of a lawyer, you need to call my friend Jerry Givens. I've known Jerry since high school and can personally vouch for him. He's East Tennessee through and through, and if you're going through a divorce, bankruptcy, or a DUI case, you'll need someone you can trust on your side to help you navigate the local legal system. You can trust Jerry Givens. Call the law offices of Jerry Givens today at 865-801-9250 to schedule your free consultation. That's 801-9250.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, FanRun Radio.
I think if you have 2 number 1 movies in 1 year, that's a pretty big deal.
You're listening to Talk Sports.
Well, I'm rooting for the guy. I mean, we need a good Glenn in Hollywood. The name Glenn is not as prominent as it was some years ago.
Well, I also think we need a new leading man. I think we need a new good young actor to kind of take that role, because it kind of took Gosling a while to he had to do Drive first before he got to be like, hey, now I'm kind of the rough and tough guy.
Hard to do rough and tough when you star in Barbie, too.
Airing every day
from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Well, that was what the whole movie was about. You putting people in unfair boxes. So I guess you missed the point of the movie.
Sometimes people need to be in a box.
No, they don't. Not unless they die. And when I die, don't put me in a box. Just bury me loose.
We all end up in a box, don't we?
1340 WKGN.
I want to be thrown off the Empire State Building, and whoever my body hits wins the Publishers Clearinghouse.
I wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend. You could cut ties with all the lies.
Hour number 2 kicking off here in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. Drink the light, refreshing White Claw Hard Seltzer. Drink it responsibly. Shout out to them for their support. I enjoyed me a nice black cherry last night as I watched some baseball and sat outside soaking up the weather. Crispy, tasty White Claw Hard Seltzer. Bubba, I know you've been back there driving this spaceship. 3 different computers you got to work on. Rolling around, swiveling around, no help while MAGA Jackson chases love. Did you have time to come up with some headlines? If not, I can help you with them.
We've got a couple here.
All right, Dan, what you got?
I have a specialty in baseball for these, but starting off, we've got
God, this guy loves baseball.
my Red Sox signing Roman Anthony to an extension for 8 years, $130 million. Just 21 years old, John. Is already electrifying the game of MLB.
Good for him. Red Sox still winning?
Yeah. Except last night, but
Nah, you can't win them all.
Nope. We had the Blue Jays recording 63 hits in a sweep of the Rockies.
Reds took 2 out of 3 from the Cubs. Would have loved to have gotten that one yesterday to complete the sweep. But hey, can't win them all. Need to win all of them in Pittsburgh. I'm slowly creeping into baseball fandom mode, Bubba. The Red Legs and your Red Sox, you know, the red teams playing a little better. Although the Reds, they let the sorry-ass Braves take 2 out of 3 from them.
It's intriguing what the Blue Jays have done against the Rockies. Very high scoring, you know. They scored 45 runs across 3 games.
Oh, boy. 45 runs.
Yeah, from 63 hits, 45 runs across their series. 15
Was it at
1.
Coors? Were they blasting off just there, like in the high altitude?
I think it was on Coors.
Does that still matter to people? Is Coors Field? That's still a thing, right? I mean,
oh yeah, altitude and humidity affect the ball flight.
They won 15-1, 10-4, and then 20-1. My God, that's sad. That's sad for the Rockies. The Rockies, did they win a World Series? They didn't, right? They lost to the White Sox, right? The Rockies back, was that like an 05 maybe? Is that right, 05?
Not too sure on the year, but I don't think they've ever won. Along with a couple other teams.
I want to say that was 05 or maybe 07. One of those odd. No, the Red Sox won in 07, right?
It was, it was 07 between them and the Red Sox.
Did the White Sox play the Rockies? Who did the White Sox play? Did the White Sox play the Cardinals? Oh, God. I said I was getting back in baseball mode, but now I'm struggling. But, okay, yeah, the Rockies lost to the Red Sox in 07. You should have known that, fake fan. But they've been consistently a really, really depressing franchise. Like, almost to the point where, I just don't know if baseball works in Denver. They've been so bad for so long that it makes me wonder if, they just need to move the team. Because, it's clear that they can't build a pitching. It feels like they're, halfway in between. They're trying to draft pitchers, but, no pitcher you're really going to have there is going to be good in your altitude. It, feels impossible to build, an actual good pitching staff there that can succeed. If I was a free agent pitcher, there's no chance in hell I'd ever sign in Colorado.
I mean, at some point, it's got to work, though. If you're, 2 of the other big 3 teams can, reach it, recently, the Avalanche have found success. The Nuggets have found success. The Broncos, way back when with Peyton, but,
Yeah, I mean, Broncos were successful this last year, and they're a popular pick to be a dark horse this year. Yeah, I know, but those teams don't play outside where like the distance that things travel really matter. I mean, I guess you could say in football, like as far the throwing the football a little bit further maybe would be an advantage, but I'd say it maybe is even a disadvantage for some people. If you're deep ball, you all of a sudden start adding 4 or 5 yards to it. Your receivers can't run and catch it. The Rockies lost 101 games last year, 103 the year before, 94, 87, 91. Okay, at least in 2018, they made the playoffs, got swept in the NLDS, made the wild card in 17, 87, 94, 96, 88, 98, 89. These guys stink. They suck. They've made the playoffs 4 times basically in my lifetime.
I'll try to give you just 1 or 2 more here, baseball, before we find something else.
I guess make it 5 times. Larry Walker took them to the playoffs back in 95, so 5 times in my lifetime. That feels really hard for baseball to only make the playoffs 5 damn times. Anyways, Go ahead.
We had Shohei hitting his 1,000th career hit off a homer.
Oh, nice. Okay, okay. That makes way more sense. I didn't really do the math in my head last night, but when somebody said, "Oh man," somebody posted like that guy's going to be rich who just caught Shohei's 1,000th home run, and I was like, "Wait, what?" It's like, there's no way he's hit 1,000 home runs yet. But like I was also like barely paying attention. I was like, wait a second. Do you mean 100th? But his 1,000th hit was a home run. That's pretty cool. That would probably be a pretty expensive ball if you caught that.
And then we're going to have some breaking news here in the MLB. Not breaking news, excuse me, history making.
Band, we need the baseball tonight music if you're going to do all this damn baseball talk.
Jen Pawal is going to become the first female umpire in MLB.
Can't be worse than Angel Hernandez. They ain't got enough men. They ain't got enough men that are good umpires. So they're like, hey, do you want to go to robots or you want to give women a try first? They're like, okay, let's give a woman a try. Maybe she'll be good. Maybe all of a sudden they'll find some good umps and maybe not have to go to robots. But all right, good for her.
How long until we see a woman referee umpiring against Tennessee? Or just being a ref in a Tennessee involved game? When will Tennessee jump on that train, John?
In college baseball or just in football
baseball,
too?
Football, basketball, any sport?
It's a good question, brother. I don't know. I guess I was thinking there probably already were female refs in SEC football. Are there not? I mean, there's female refs in like the NFL. So like that doesn't, and like female refs in the NBA. So like, are there not women refs like in college sports already? Or you just you don't know.
I'm trying to create a narrative here, John.
Yeah, I hear you. I understand. Speaking of narratives, speaking of Tennessee football, shout out to Dante Thornton. Dante Thornton listed as a starter on the Raiders' first depth chart. How about that? Good job, Dante Thornton. A rookie.
a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
Here's more with Dr. Stephen Malone of Knoxville Smiles.
So I've been in dentistry for about 30 years, and I've watched a lot of things change where we used to do things by analog. We used a calendar to make appointments, and we didn't really have computers, and we used film and not sensors to get images. Things have changed a lot. Well, it's still changing. We have a lot of things that are in dentistry today that make it more convenient for patients, like online scheduling and Invisalign. Instead of putting brackets and wires in your mouth, you can use these trays, and those things are all done with computers. Now we're actually planning implants with computers, and we're making our crowns with computers and CAD/CAM systems and milling systems. All of these things are new in dentistry, and it keeps changing. So if you look at dentistry today, it's not what you had 25 years ago. We're much more health-oriented, so try to find a dentist that's trying to use technology to your advantage and keep you healthy.
Contact Knoxville Smiles today at 865-539-1776 to set up an appointment, or go online to knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
It is crazy, just like, going from 4 people to only 2 people trying to do this show. Like, I know you and Cody just had to do this, but it is a big difference. Shout out to you, Bubba, though, for being reliable over these last, week or so.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, with lack of audio and
it's not your fault. You didn't anything that
is.
made the audio go out. It's not your fault. Like,
on other days.
Other days might be your fault. Like, yesterday you unmuted you didn't unmute the broadcast for a segment, but that's fine. You're still there. You're still reliable. You're still showing up. When Cody gets back, if you want to take a week or 2 off before football season and sleep in, you feel free to do that too, brother. You have earned that right to do. But shout out to you. All right, I did get some confirmation. I did get some confirmation yesterday. We talked about it on the show, and I said I would ask, and I did get confirmation that Jake Merklinger does get some first reps in team portions as well. We had talked about individual, going first in some of those drills and whether or not it mattered. And I asked, like, hey, is he getting to do like anything with the ones and run first in some of these team drills? And I was told yes. That he does. Which makes me think, and when I told Cody that, he said, okay, well, maybe there's something here. It just kind of furthers my belief that we are in a full-fledged quarterback battle.
I'd be intrigued to see what Merklinger's golf swing looks like.
You want to see what Merklinger's golf swing looks like?
Yep.
Why's that?
I just, for my quarterback battle, I need to see the movements because I randomly came across Aguilar's golf swing.
Okay.
And honestly, not that bad. He looks like a quarterback out there.
Okay. So it makes you feel good and confident about him?
I'm just curious to see how it would compare to the other quarterback he's going against. Because if Merklinger's like smoother, then it's like, I want this guy who looks like he's got a smoother touch,
Okay. On the flip side, what about how do you feel about, have you come across Joey Aguilar's girlfriend's TikToks that Joey like co-stars in?
It popped up on my For You page.
Did you watch?
I did, because it's like he did a thing where it's like, oh, I'm on. It's like, oh, you're paying, babe. It's like, yeah, she bought a card. He goes, well, that's my card. And then she still paid anyways. And I said, oh, no.
Well, how do you feel?
No.
You said you want to see our quarterback's golf swing. How do you feel about our quarterback's like social media presence?
I mean,
I'm happy he has love in his life. That was a positive.
They're just kids, John. They're not doing any too much harm.
No, yeah, I was happy he had love in his life. Everybody needs love. We weren't meant to walk in this, through this world alone. You know what I mean?
Some of us.
No, the concept of a lone wolf is fake.
Batista. He walks alone.
But even he said no. I don't. Does Batista have a woman or a man? I don't know. Does Batista married? Does he have a lover in his life?
I actually don't know that.
Yeah, maybe he does walk alone. Maybe Batista is the one. But like everybody else, we weren't meant to walk alone. We need people. So I'm happy Joey had somebody in his life that he could go eat some burritos with. I believe I saw him at Moe's. Maybe it was Moe's. To eat lunch, to have fun with. We'll get a little chips and salsa, maybe a hamburger here and there, pizza. Go on nice date nights. Go make your own pizza. Go get a little hibachi. No one needs to eat alone all the time. It's nice to have friends around. Like, maybe you can go to the movies this weekend, wind down. Has a good practice. She says, hey, babe, good job. Has a bad practice. She says, oh, babe, come here. Let me rub your head while you think about those interceptions or incompletions that you thrown. That made me happy. Now, I will say it doesn't seem like a serious guy when he's out there making those couple TikToks. It's a little bit of a red flag, but we can overlook that. He's got a good golf swing, so it balances out. We're content creators. We kind of get it. We understand.
Is it good for the brand though to be in these TikToks?
If you're the starting quarterback, yes. If you lose the starting quarterback job, then all those things that I just said facetiously will kind of like be like what people talk about, right? Like, he should have been not doing those videos with his girlfriend. Should have been in the playbook. Should have focused. Should have been locked in. If you win the starting quarterback job and you are the starting quarterback at the University of Tennessee, use your brand, build that NIL value, find a way to put your people on. But when those videos started popping up on my feed, I was like, I need to make a mental note of this to come back and read these. If he does win the starting job and has a bad game, how will our fan base handle that? I'm sure it'll be completely fine. I'd like to read the comments of them now to see how people are treating them.
Well, some of these comments are kind of wild.
Read a couple to me. This is a new segment called Bubba Reads the Internet.
Our sweet Prince Joey.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that is weird. Already
leads
off
us
the start.
To the promised land. We have my sweet, voluptuous, well-endowed King Joey Aguilar.
Well-endowed King Joey Aguilar.
Please take us home.
Okay.
And then, here's one with some comments. Hey, please don't distract the chosen one. He needs to focus.
Does that lead to people arguing back and forth about whether or not he can live his life as a college kid?
I mean, is
anybody defending her in the comments? Is she defending herself? Be like, hey, mind your business. That's what I would say if I was her. Mind your damn business. But it's a big opportunity for her too to be the potential first lady of Tennessee football, or at least second lady if you want to give Josh Heupel's wife that status as first lady. But that's a big opportunity. That's exciting. Dating a starting quarterback at a school like Tennessee, that'd be pretty cool. Especially if I'm going to get the content game. That's going to raise her profile.
This man Joey plays golf a lot.
Yeah? Is he good?
His last TikTok involving golf that he uploaded himself was the golf with 3 Division I quarterbacks.
Shoot him a message. Get him out to your course.
Second boy, he sliced right. Let's see what happens here.
Say, hey, come out and play. Round on me. You got to pay for the cart, though. I'm telling him that.
He draws the ball, which is interesting.
He what?
He draws. So as he swings right, and the ball goes a little bit left.
Uh-huh.
So, interesting.
What's interesting about that?
Maybe I'm taking back my judgment on his golf game a little bit.
Okay. Red flag that he draws the ball?
No, it just means he's just like me.
Oh, well, that's a red flag. I don't. No offense, Bubba. I don't want my quarterback being.
If my starting quarterback is the same caliber of golfer that I am, John, I'm a little worried.
Feels like a red flag. Again, no offense, but if you tell me that your quarterback is just like you, I don't know if he's fit to lead the University of Tennessee. Again, no offense. I'm not trying to offend you, but I don't want you being the starting quarterback at Tennessee. You're a little eccentric, Bubba. You're a little bit of a wild card.
I want to be the punter.
Punter. You do give punter energy. You give punter / place kicker energy. Or the long snapper. Just anything on the special teams I think you'd be good at. Anything at special teams you'd be pretty solid at. I mean, not only you being the gunner, having to run down and catch people. I don't think you got that in you.
That's my middle name, John.
Your name is Bubba Gunner?
It is.
That's kind of cool. AR or ER?
ER.
That's pretty cool. Is that like a family name or?
Not really.
Your parents just like the name Gunner?
I think my dad had the option to pick my name, so that's what he went with.
Huh. That's pretty badass. You should just go by Gunner. Did you ever consider it?
I just don't feel like I'm that Southern enough. And by that, I mean,
you go by Bubba.
Yeah, but that's just
what's more Southern, Bubba or Gunner?
I feel like if I go by Gunner, I have to start wearing the boots and the hat and the flannels and the jeans all tucked up and the belt buckle out.
Well, Bubba needs to have like overalls on. In my mind, like Bubba's at the very least a mechanic that is wiping the grease off his brow. Oh, that's old Bubba. He fixes the cars. I feel like Bubba's more Southern than Gunner. Just for the record. Maybe I'm alone here.
Don't know. So far, not able to find anything on Merklinger's golf game, though. Only thing is how he has a golfer-like mentality.
You know, I've been talking a lot about how I think, logically, it makes the most sense to give the job to Jake Merklinger.
Because he's been in the playbook for a little bit. He's been able to study up.
And he's just got more years of eligibility left. But, I do think, I was thinking about it on the way here this morning. By the way, Randy Boyd, if you're listening, I don't know who the hell's making your margaritas over at Covenant, but you need to dial it back a little bit, Bubba. People are saying it's the strongest margarita in town. My old lady had 1.5 of them, and I'd never seen her act that way. She was out of control.
Maybe Randy Boyd's doing something right.
I don't know. Maybe, or maybe they're dropping roofies. I don't know. I don't know what was happening. That was alleged. It's just a joke, Randy. If you're listening, I don't think they're actually putting drugs in the margaritas, but dial it back a little bit. But I had to go really early back downtown to get my car because I had to get the missus home last night. So on the way in, I was thinking about this, but with Merklinger, I keep talking about the eligibility and how, in a perfect world, he wins the job just because he's got more eligibility. But I was wondering, is that actually a good thing? Is that actually a positive for Merklinger if you are Josh Heupel? If you are trying to balance your roster and your future roster? What I mean by that is does Jake Merklinger winning the job, does that impact Faizon Brandon, the number one quarterback, in some places, I believe still the number one player in the class of 26? Bubba, do you think Jake Merklinger winning the job would make Faizon Brandon think, there's an established starter there now for at least another year, maybe 2 years. I'm looking elsewhere. Or is it still kind of the expectation when you're coming in as a true freshman that, hey, you're probably not going to play?
I mean, I prefer the latter, where you come in as a freshman that gives you a year to bulk up, learn the playbook, and then, maybe you get some action towards the end of the year. And then year 2, it's game on at that point. So I don't know why that would also deter him too. Why would he run from competition? I understand, presumed starter, but he could just be a complete stud.
Oh, he could be. And you would hope that a quarterback doesn't run from competition. But also I do think that you look around, especially in today's era, I don't know how many guys would sign up to come sit behind a guy for 3 years. Right? Jake Merklinger's only a redshirt freshman, correct?
Correct.
So, I mean, if he is your established star as a redshirt freshman, that means theoretically he has 3 years after this year to play. Now, if he's really good, he could also just have 1 year left if he goes to the NFL. But, like, I'm not betting on this guy being good enough to go to the NFL as a redshirt sophomore. Maybe I'll eat those words. Maybe I won't or whatever. But, like, yeah, if I was his people, I'd look and say, hey, this guy's potentially got 3 years as a starting quarterback. We need to look elsewhere.
I mean, his high school, career went pretty well. 4-year starter, 3 titles. We'll see, though.
Yeah, so I was just kind of back. I don't know if I'm ready to back off the take fully, because if I'm Josh Heupel, what are you more concerned with? Squeezing out as many wins possible this year, or like keeping the, Faizon Brandon in the boat and happy, and keeping this recruiting class in the boat and happy? Because, that's the good and bad thing when a quarterback gets in early and he's a 5-star, and then you give him credit for going out and recruiting other guys. Like, what happens if he gets shaky? What happens if he decides he doesn't want to come to Tennessee anymore? Do those other guys also consider going elsewhere? Do those other guys also say, this isn't the place for me anymore? I don't know how closely all those guys are attached and what dominoes would fall, but I also don't know if I'm Josh Heupel, if I can worry about that. Like, I feel like in today's climate, you kind of got to try to win as many games possible year in, year out. But maybe I'm wrong. I'm curious your thoughts.
Okay, I'm a little confused here, John. Let me just go through the stuff.
Okay, let's just talk about it, brother.
All right, so I feel like there's only so many options you can have with Merklinger, right? Either he is the backup to Aguilar, or he'll split reps with Aguilar, though like a 75-25, rep, most likely that case for the season, okay? Or he beats out Aguilar, plays for whatever, right? How does that affect Faizon Brandon here? Okay, if he does not beat out Aguilar and he's a backup, okay, now he has to compete with Faizon Brandon. Is that more or less, I don't know what I'm trying to say here, like, not worrisome, but like, so then he has to compete for,
competing as a redshirt sophomore versus a true freshman, like, he would still have an advantage. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
That's fair.
Versus him just automatically starting here and then,
That's fair, but I would say that it'd be a lot easier to actually buy this as a true quarterback competition next year if I'm Faizon Brandon in his camp, if Jake Merklinger's coming in without like really any significant starting experience. You know what I mean? In my head, it's a lot easier to beat out a guy who's not entrenched as a starter than it would be to take over a guy that started and maybe won 8 or 9 games, who has game reps and game experience. Take Joey Aguilar and Jake Merklinger, for example. Aguilar's not even an entrenched starter at Tennessee, but everyone said, he's got college football experience, right? That's what the people who think Aguilar's a starter, and like one of the biggest pros for Aguilar is that he has started 2 years in college football, correct?
Yeah.
So like Merklinger, if he starts this year and gets that full year of experience, that would be a leg up, a pretty big leg up, especially if it goes well.
Well, he can take a sack and a hard hit, and get back up.
Merklinger?
Aguilar.
Oh, okay, Aguilar.
He's got experience in that.
We do know he can do that, but like, we also know he's played college football and started. And
we also know that he's willing to sling the ball and maybe an errant decision sometimes and pay the price for it.
And we also know that he hits a pretty sick draw on his golf swing.
I wouldn't say sick draw.
And he's got a cute mama.
His golf game's in question.
And his girlfriend's making him a TikTok star. Yeah, we know all those things. But, like, again, the experience is what people are going to lean to. If Josh Heupel ends up picking Joey Aguilar to be his starter, I imagine when he explains it in the press conference or explains it to the team or whomever, he will say, we went with a guy who's got more experience.
He's got a little more competition. In fact, he's faced competition more regularly against higher prep teams.
Exactly.
Not to say that Merklinger isn't ready, but we just felt like there's some small little things, little check downs he could do a little bit better.
Exactly. So, like, I do think experience matters. And, like, if Merklinger starts and they go 7-5 and it's not great, then that's a different story. But if he starts and they go 8-4 or 9-3, then you look and you feel like you're at a disadvantage if you're Faizon Brandon. So I don't know. Like I've just been beating the drum.
You can't worry about him. Then also going back to the thing where you talk about wins, the goal is to win as much as possible, John, here. Right? We don't care. We get it. Okay, the kid could be really great, very top recruit. But now with the way college football is, John, if they're not as confident in themselves over maybe a competition or having to prove themselves instead of being a day one starter early on, then you just go buy a kid from the portal.
Yeah.
Essentially, that's what we did this past season. I know different circumstances, different reasons, but similar kind of process, though. Like we'll take a kid from, we'll just say Missouri State, might be a backup to, Merklinger or McIntyre, but
yeah, it's. I don't love that idea. Now you could tell me that if
also don't want a quarterback who is going to run away and transfer if he has to compete.
No, sure,
for a starting spot.
Sure. Okay, so like let's discuss this. Like, okay, so if we're looking for the best and I think as a coach you have to balance a couple things here, Bubba. So like you say you want to win as many games as possible, and I do think that's correct. But you also want to win as many games as possible over like a 4 or 5 year stretch as well. Like you want to keep the health of your program in mind. You want to build a program, sustain a program. I don't think
get
coach
that by winning games.
Sure. You do, but you also do it by having good recruiting classes, right? Like, I mean, you could sacrifice the future for short-term gain. Like, that could happen as well, too. Like, Lane Kiffin's model of just doing everything in the transfer portal, that's dangerous. That's dangerous. Like, take basketball, for example. Like, think of it like it's a one-and-done freshman that Coach Cal used to do and whatever. Like, that is dangerous with Eric Musselman, when he's doing the transfer portal stuff. Like,
I mean, we'll see that this season with Rick Barnes when the majority are transfers.
We did well in a way, yes, but I do think Rick Barnes has done a pretty good job, and I think this is what makes Rick Barnes so successful and so impactful. And I believe we're going to talk to Will Warren tomorrow. Stats by Will. Do a little basketball check-in because we have the Tennessee SEC schedule finally. We'll check in with him and talk some more hoops. But no, I think Barnes has done a really, really good job, Bubba. I give him credit for doing both. Yeah, we'll take some transfer portal guys. Yeah, now we'll get the one-and-done freshmen. But, like, he's still got his culture guys. Look at Zakai Ziegler. Look at Jemai Mashack. Those were culture guys. Those were the guys who had been here for a long term and like set the standard. And I do think now you're kind of still seeing that in this program. Not at the same level just yet, but like everybody is really raving about both Cade Phillips and JP Estrella from a leadership standpoint and from a development standpoint. Even Felix Okpara kind of getting in here and having another year under his belt. People are giving Barnes credit for that. So I do think he's done a better job than a lot of college basketball coaches when it comes to like building that culture with, his guys that he recruits and develops as well.
So I guess to piggyback off that, then who do you think are the core guys for the Vols football team?
Well, I think you hope every year that it's going to be like your quarterback, right? Like I think the hope of a successful college football program is you recruit these quarterbacks who are 3, 4, 5 year guys that help set your culture. And look, I know Josh had a wrench thrown in his plans with Nico. But like Nico is supposed to be a leader of this team. Like the vision was to have him come in, be the third, in his third year of the program, be established, be the main starter. Like ideally, like go pro after this year, be a first round pick. If not, come back next year, do it. Like play as a senior, and then hand the baton off to the next young quarterback, either George McIntyre or Merklinger or Faizon Brandon as a sophomore. Like that would have been, I guess it'd be Faizon Brandon as a freshman. Like that would have been no sophomore because Nico would have had next year. That would have been ideal. But of course that didn't happen. Now maybe an option we haven't considered, maybe kind of the best of both worlds is like Joey wins the job, is pretty good. Even if Merklinger gets salty and wants to leave, then maybe you do what you said, Bubba. You go actually find you a top end. You kind of fix you fix the reputation of this offense Joey Aguilar comes in, plays well, and all of a sudden seems quarterback friendly again. Hopefully a couple wide receivers have popped, so you know you got a pretty good, young, established, experienced wide receiver core. You look at all the sophomores and freshmen. Now all of a sudden those guys are juniors and sophomores. And maybe if the reputation gets scrubbed, maybe next year, Bubba, you could go out and grab the best 1 year, wanting to improve his draft stock quarterback. Aguilar moves on. You have an opening. You don't have an established starter. Faizon Brandon comes to campus, but hey, very rarely are true freshmen starting in the SEC at quarterback. Very rarely. It happens, but very rarely. So you get the 1 year superstar transfer quarterback. He comes in, and then you pass the baton off to Faizon Brandon. Maybe that's actually the best case scenario.
I feel like there's one thing to discuss about this, but I don't know with time and all that.
Take your time. Think about it. We'll call that a tease. We'll continue the conversation on the other side of the break. Hour 3, I would like to have a freak call in to do, especially if you weren't at the Smokies Stadium last night, because if you're at the Smokies Park, you would have heard my trivia questions. But I do want to give an audience member, I want to give him the 10 questions and see how he does, to see how I did. But Bubba, hold that thought. Give it to us when we come back. We'll keep talking quarterbacks in the future of the Tennessee football program. Stick with us. Let's talk sports on FANRUN Radio.
You're listening to FANRUN Radio, the sports humans.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine. Live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Make sure you use the promo code FANRUN to take advantage of their welcome bonus and so they know that we sent you. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-8899-789. Must be 21 or older and located in Tennessee to bet.
Hey, folks, if you're in need of a lawyer, you need to call my friend Jerry Givens. I've known Jerry since high school and can personally vouch for him. He's East Tennessee through and through, and if you're going through a divorce, bankruptcy, or a DUI case, you'll need someone you can trust on your side to help you navigate the local legal system. You can trust Jerry Givens. Call the law offices of Jerry Givens today at 865-801-9250 to schedule your free consultation. That's 801-9250.
Citizens National Bank.
Life is more fun with a Good Life checking account, offering extra benefits including bank travel. Join us for a trip to Mackinac Island for a stay at the beautiful Grand Hotel. Travel with us to southern Utah to witness the enormous, colorful, and unusual rock formations. Or join us on one of our many day trips. We're always on the go.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
Hey Knoxville! Surfside iced tea and vodka, made with real brewed tea, is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, with no bubbles and no troubles. That's right, zero carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. Headed to a game day or party at a friend's house? Bring an iced tea or lemonade variety pack from Surfside, or try their green tea and new raspberry tea vodka. Find the can with the sunset stripes this season. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older. Enjoy responsibly.
Whether you are buying or selling a home, or even looking for some land to build on and start a family, be sure to give Reed Emerson with Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate Heritage Group a shout. He is a longtime listener and supporter of FANRUN and has been serving the Mid-State for many years. Reed prides himself on his hassle-free and honest approach, and that's because he's not just chasing another commission. He wants what is best for his clients. Give Reed Emerson a call or text him today to get the process started. His number is 931-492-0418, or you can find him online at bhgheritagegroup.com.
Call up Trudy on the telephone. Send her a letter in the mail. Tell her I'm hung up in Dingus. They won't let me out of this jail. And if she asks how I'm faring, tell her I'm just about to lose my mind.
All right, Bubba, I want to hear your thoughts here, your question here. Let's unpack it. We got about 10 minutes here to get into it.
So with Faizon Brandon, I don't think he's the type of guy that would do that because do you know when he committed, John?
When he committed?
Yes, sir.
Like what year?
Yep.
I mean, I want to say he was a sophomore in high school, right? Or like after his freshman year? I mean, it's been a while.
He committed back in August of 2024.
Okay, I was even going to say 23. So, I mean,
he went through a whole season knowing, when Nico was our quarterback, who was, a redshirt freshman playing through. So he still committed with the idea that this guy would be there, playing and then playing another year as well to be a redshirt sophomore who would have been the starting quarterback 2 years in a row. And then he'd be coming in here when he's a redshirt junior.
Well,
so that is even more of a disadvantage to compete against that than a Jake Merklinger who is, a redshirt freshman, redshirt sophomore, with limited experience.
Now, what I would say back to that is that I think we had much higher expectations for Nico than to him be playing as a redshirt junior or a redshirt senior. You know what I mean? Like, I think in a perfect world, especially if I was somebody committing to this program and like entrusting my future with this staff, like, I think when you tell me a 5-star quarterback's coming, you think 3 years he'll be gone. Like I think if I was Faizon Brandon, and then 4 years at the most, right? You don't really think of a redshirt senior. Like if a 5-star quarterback is a redshirt senior, chances are things haven't gone well. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that for certain. I know there's certain situations that it could still work out, but like I don't want a redshirt senior 5-star because that probably means he didn't live up anywhere close to his expectations, because if he did, he'd be in the NFL, because 5-stars have those tools. They have the body. They have the arm strength. They have the things they're supposed to have to be first-round picks. That's why they're 5-stars. So, like, Nico should be, or he is, but like a redshirt sophomore. Year 3. So Faizon could have, reasonably thought he'll be gone. Sure, I'll be competing against George McIntyre and Jake Merklinger, but like I'll be coming in basically from scratch with a chance to win the job. Or I'll come sit as a freshman. Nico will play his last year, his 4th year, and then I'll win the job as a sophomore. So to me, that's a little bit different than taking over for a redshirt sophomore that maybe doesn't have those same type of expectations. And I know it might be splitting hairs, but to me, there's a big difference between top 10 type of caliber player, 5-star, because when you're that level player, I think your main focus should be like, how do I make the NFL? NFL. If you're a top 100 4-star, chances are you're not going to make the NFL as a big-time prospect. Not saying you can't do it. Not saying that nobody ever does do it. Of course not. But I'm saying like Jake Merklingers and guys like him, not trying to single him out, but like, just those 4-star top 100 guys, their goals should be to be like a really good SEC starter. You know what I mean? Like, hey, if I make the NFL, that's fine. If I get drafted, I could be a backup, that's fine. Like, to me, that's the kind of their realistic outlook. So I think if he has the job as a redshirt freshman, that's a little bit different, because Merklinger should be a redshirt sophomore, junior, and senior, getting as many reps and as much NIL money and as much time in the spotlight as a starting SEC quarterback. Is that a fair distinction? Is that fair to say, or is that just me kind of grasping at straws, Bubba?
I think just kind of you rambling a little bit there.
Wow. No, it's not rambling, Bubba. A 5-star quarterback has first-round draft pick aspirations. Agree or disagree?
I agree.
Okay, and like the fringe top 100 4-star quarterbacks, do you think they're spending like their time thinking about how can I be a first-round quarterback? Because I don't think they're thinking that.
I think their goal is to make it to the league.
Sure, but do you think that's their goal number one? Do you think like when you're that level, your goal is to make it to the NFL? You think that's like your first and foremost goal? Because I would say
your goal is to become a starter at a notable program that would give you like the chance to, display your talents to get looked at to go in the league.
Right. So
goal number one is a start.
Right. I agree, and that's kind of what I said about Merklinger, as you accused me of rambling. But it sounds like you kind of
it's because I halfway paid attention, John.
Sounds like you kind of agree with what I said.
Yeah.
But like when you're a 5-star quarterback like Nico or Faizon Brandon, your goal technically it's first on the checklist, but like you're not thinking, man, I really got to come in and win this job. I think you're thinking the job's going to be mine. How did I get to the NFL? You know what I mean? Not saying that 5-stars just get the job handed to them. I'm not saying that, but like, especially for most programs like Tennessee and like that second tier, not quite, at the elite of the elite. And please don't take me calling Tennessee a second tier as an insult. I'm just saying it's not like Ohio State. It's not that very tip top 1% type of program. A 5-star quarterback comes to Tennessee, he should almost like be almost guaranteed a starting spot. Like, hey, this is going to be your team.
The one thing I have with this, though, and it's a little bit different, but it also kind of worries me. I don't know if it's always been like this or what, but like the idea of like for NFL's sake of potential, like picking a guy based off that, that's what it kind of seems like to me. It's like, okay, he was a 5-star, so maybe there's potential, right? Maybe he doesn't have the best college career. He's able to win over the starting job, but not everybody else looked really that great on, staff or, roster or whatever. So then it's like, okay, I don't know. Just the idea of like the whole like making it based on the potential aspect.
Now who's rambling?
Me.
Yeah. Doesn't feel so good, does it?
Felt fine. I was just talking.
Just talking. That's all we're doing. Just filling some airtime. Just two friends hanging out, talking ball. People keep talking about the money with Merklinger, and I actually did some digging there too.
Oh,
look at me doing a little reporting.
Where's the Big J hat?
I don't know where it's at. I think I took it home in like a box when I was trying to clean up, and I don't think I made it back. But I was told that Merklinger, before he got his raise, his NIL was at $200,000. He's at the $200,000 level.
Do we think he at least doubled that?
Well, good authority, it went up to $750.
Oh, that's
so I mean more than
triple.
Yeah, more than tripled it, almost quadrupled it. So like that's why I was pushing back about like
that's just spending money on all these quarterbacks for them to just not even figure out which one's the starting quarterback on day one, dude.
Well, that's what I keep saying though. Like spending spending $2 million, $2,050,000, whatever it comes out to, or maybe 1.9. I guess it's $1.95 million on two quarterbacks. 750 and 1.2 are kind of the numbers out there. That's still a bargain when you add those guys up compared to like other SEC quarterbacks. It's still less than you were paying Nico. So you're paying two guys solid money, but like from a positional value standpoint, you're not. Think of it like your fantasy drafts, like in an auction. Could you have like one $40 wide receiver? Can you get like two for $38 and hope one of them is as good as the guy for $40? That's kind of what we're doing here.
Rough.
It is, but again, $2 million for a starting quarterback, even if it's paying two guys, I think that's a fair value. But it also ties into what I'm saying about these 5-star quarterbacks. Like, if you're giving them all that money when they're coming out of high school, you're probably not giving them all that money to come here and be grinding and working to win the starting job.
The thing too is like, okay,
giving them a lot of money
$2 million for what's the starting caliber of these players? 4 stars. So with 5-star, more money, right?
Typically.
How's that gonna affect things there?
What do you mean?
So we're shelling out anywhere from, we'll just say 1.8 to 2. So I don't want to do the calculations.
Yeah,
sure. I don't know it. For these, we'll say 3, 4 stars, depending on what services are, right? So these 4 stars, right?
You're talking about Aguilar, Merklinger at this point?
Yes.
Okay.
So then would we have to double the money just for one player? of a 5-star caliber.
Be
a quarterback, right?
Sure.
So now, okay, it's is it $2 million just for this 5-star, or does it have to go up to $3 or $4 million?
Yeah, I don't know that. I don't know the answer there. I don't know what Faizon Brandon's been kind of promised. I'd imagine the precedent, the value, the market value was set when the numbers got out that you were paying Nico over $2 million. So if I'm Faizon Brandon in his camp and I'm a 5-star quarterback, like, hey, that I'm not taking anything less than that. You've shown you'll pay $2 million for a quarterback before he gets to campus. It's like that's what I'm kind of expecting. That's kind of what I'm hoping to get.
Give him a 12-pack of cheer wine and a subscription to Factor or something. Food and drink. That's what we got for you, bud.
The thing is, a lot of players would have taken that, 10, 15 years ago.
A lot of players in JUCO would take that right now.
Well, I know, but the NCAA just didn't want to give him food. Aaron Foster's crying, saying he's hungry. That's what got the ball rolling here. If they just would have fed the damn players, they wouldn't have had to worry about all this stuff. Hour 2 in the books. We'll kick off hour 3 with some headlines. We'll hopefully play some Tennessee trivia. Stick with us. It's Talk Sports on FANRUN Radio.
The flagship station for Tennessee football. Fans. FANRUN Radio.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Hey, it's Grant Kipp, starting pitcher with your Knoxville Smokies. And, it's Thirsty Thursday. Half off draft beers. Probably should come by. Hope to see you tonight at the ballpark.
Phone's blowing up, put you in the driver's seat. Ignore the buzz, keep your eyes on the street. No text back, no scroll, just let it wait. Attention on the road, that's the only way. Phone's blowing up, put you in the driver's seat. Ignore the buzz, keep your eyes on the street. No text back, no scroll, just let it wait.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
When it's past high noon, it's time for a vodka soda made with a vodka you've actually heard of. I'm talking White Claw vodka soda made with White Claw premium vodka. JB Smooth Only Fish vodka soda made with the world's smoothest vodka.
And you can too. Pick you up a bottle of the triple wave filtered vodka that's been distilled 5 times. White Claw premium vodka comes in 4 flavors: black cherry, mango, pineapple, and just vodka. You haven't had vodka like this. No one has. White Claw premium vodka. Please drink responsibly.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, FANRUN Radio.
Round 3.
The world's greatest radio show. The world's greatest radio show in Tennessee.
Power rankings, Tuesday trivia. John, Reed, and Cody going wild. No Olivia. Wood grain on my leather seats. I got the whole team eating like I'm Johnny Eats. Morning booming from 7 to 10. Ayy. Talk sports while I'm chewing a Zed. Ayy. Talk sports while I'm riding to work. All the ops take a ride in a hearse. East Knoxville. Morning booming from 7 to 10. Ayy. Morning booming from 7 to 10, ayy. Morning booming from 7 to 10. All the ops take a ride in a hearse. East Knoxville.
Talk Sports 3.0.
Hour number 3, kicking off here in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. Sports trivia tonight at Barley's. Round up the crew, go out there, compete for some gift cards. $50 to the winner. Sports trivia. Go do it. Go play. Go support our sponsors. Support the people who support us. Eat us some delicious pizza. They got happy hour specials throughout the day. Go down there. Tell them we sent you. Win. Don't embarrass us. You can get a lot of questions right just by listening to headlines, honestly. A lot of the sports questions are just like what's in the news right now. Speaking of being in the news, Bubba, another batch of headlines. You got something for me? Huh? There's always something, you said.
There is. So you know the story about how a third
sex toy.
Yeah. Hit the WNBA. Well, apparently they got the guy who did the most recent one.
Good. And he looks like the type of loser.
John, he's 18 years old kid.
Yeah. He looks like the type of loser that would do this. Do I want to back off my take of punishing him to the full extent? No, I don't. Make an example out of him. 10 years in prison.
Name is Caden Lopez, 18, appeared in court after allegedly throwing.
Say goodbye to your 20s, Caden Lopez. You're going to the slammer.
Faces charges of assault and disorderly conduct. Is that fair, John? To throw something out onto the court of that object and receive those types of punishments?
I want it to be as firm as possible. 10 years in prison. You could have hurt somebody.
Yeah, that is true.
And it's just not funny. I don't find it funny as a WNBA supporter. I support these girls. These girls got game.
I don't know if you saw this, John, but the D1 board to approve a new governance model.
Okay, what does that mean?
Honestly, there's a little bit to this, and I haven't paid too much, but has to do with Ross Dunge reported how quietly last week NCAA D1 governance working group unanimously voted to recommend the new governance model to the D1 board of directors.
Okay.
The 18-person group, wide variety of reps from SEC president to FCS AD to a G6 commissioner. So I guess they're shaking up their governance body, which includes, coaches from SEC all the way down to FCS. Now, how will that affect things? Honestly, John, I don't really know.
Yeah, I was going to say, not to step on your headline, but man, I don't care about any of this type of governance stuff. Just let me watch my team play on Saturdays or Tuesdays or Wednesdays or Saturdays, like whatever. Just let me watch my team.
Well, how about the Texas Tech general manager, James Blanchard, on underpaid elite recruits, where he said if somebody's underpaying an elite guy, only paying him $100 to $200K, I'm going to give him $300, $400, go steal somebody. For a GM, these new GM rules, so somebody to openly say how they're going to steal a player.
Yeah, that seems. Well, ask that regulatory board that you were just talking about. What are they going to do? What's Trump going to do? He says he's getting rid of pay for play. This sounds like you're just straight up admitting you're buying players, that you're not actually. I mean, I guess you could always say, no. At Texas Tech, our players, their value is worth $400,000 just because our fans care way more. Seems weird. Seems like he's openly talking about just paying and buying the players, give them a higher bid, but they're not going to do anything about it, bro. The NCAA's dead.
It's not dead, but it could be, and that's the relationship between the Hawks and Trae Young.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
As Trae Young is reportedly very frustrated and disappointed that the Hawks have now offered him another contract extension despite his eligibility for a 4-year, $228.6 million max deal.
Where are you seeing this at?
This was through NBC Sports.
Oh, no. I mean, look, that's the only thing that could derail the Hawks this year. The roster's loaded. We're ready to take off. Caw-caw! 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 Eek! Eek! But the one thing that could derail is this Trae Young contract situation. And they don't seem like they really want to pay him. Again, you said, what, $228 million?
Yep.
Over 4 years? That's a lot of money, man. The Spurs went and messed it all up by giving De'Aaron Fox that much money because Trae Young's way better than De'Aaron Fox.
Is he?
Yeah. Trae Young's way better than De'Aaron Fox, but feels tough to give a player his size over $70 million a year. Like I'm not crazy about that idea as a Hawks fan. Now I don't want to see him be disgruntled and derail this season, and him to get ugly and demand a trade or anything. I don't want that to happen, but Hawks are between a real rock and a hard place here.
Speaking of rock and a hard place, Bailey Zimmerman is sponsoring a NASCAR car.
What's the rock or the hard place there?
That's his song.
Oh, yeah, the song called Rock and a Hard Place?
Rock and a hard place, red wine and mistakes.
10 out of 10 on the transition, Bubba. Sorry, I don't really know any Bailey Zimmerman. I don't think I know. I couldn't name you any Bailey Zimmerman songs besides Rock and a Hard Place now. Is he good? Do you like Bailey Zimmerman? I got to be honest, I don't like his name.
I like that song. I think he's just like a two-song kind of guy.
A two-song kind of guy, and that's okay. Sometimes, you don't want to be a one-hit wonder, but get your 2 or 3 hits, and that's good enough.
I'm sure he's got more with his, following an audience that routinely listens to him, but those are just the, basically the one song. I think he's got another one too.
Really, all you need is 2 songs, and then you start getting a fan base, and then your fan base
religiously too. I think that one's not too bad.
And then your fan base just listens to all your new stuff and pretends like it's still good. They just still like it because they like you at that point. You make a couple people laugh, make a couple people cry, you make them think, you let them sing along, then they become fans. Then you can say whatever you want, and they'll still listen.
There's a couple things happening here in the NFL, John. So first off, we have Matt Stafford getting epidural shots.
Yeah, this probably deserves a longer
disc.
This probably deserves a longer segment, like an NFL segment in general. But I'm high on the Rams this year, and I view them as an actual contender. I'm really excited to see Puka Nacua as a unquestioned number one. I know he's kind of been the number one, but Cooper Kupp was out there still getting some number one reps. But even last year, even when Puka might have been number one, he didn't really have a good number two because Cooper Kupp was washed. I'm excited to see Devontae Adams out there. That's a pretty good wide receiver duo. It might be the best wide receiver duo in the league if Devontae Adams has anything left in the tank.
They've also got an inspired running back after Kyron Williams gets his, new contract.
Sure. They are going to be a good offense if Matthew Stafford's good. But Matthew Stafford is old. And now you're telling me he's getting yeah, that's alarming, man. That's a huge deal. How old is Stafford? He's 37? I feel like he's 37. That's the age where you start thinking about quarterbacks falling apart. Tom Brady has just warped our mind because he played so good for so long. He's the exception. Typically, quarterbacks start falling apart at 37, 38, 39 years old. Stafford's 37 with a bad back. That makes me really hesitant to actually back them this year. It makes me want to sell stock off of theirs.
Maybe the secret's to just kiss your son on the mouth.
Or just not even eat strawberries because there's too much sugar in them. You just don't eat anything that tastes good or has any type of you have no vices other than kissing your son on the mouth. Maybe that is the key, Bubba. I don't know. But Stafford and the Lions, again, going to be a popular pick to win their division, to be a threat. There's a chance he might miss week 1 already.
So here, NFLPA has clarified their whole stance on these smelling salts. By that I mean the teams cannot provide or supply them due to concerns about concussion symptoms and a lack of evidence on their safety and efficiency. But also that would mean that it's up to the players to bring them. But then it's how often are they going to be able to check and verify those, Because it's they can't let the team supply them for reasons, but they're going to let a player provide it. What if a player gets a hold of an extra strong smelling salt? You catch my drift. It's got a little extra kick to it,
Then the teams just look and say, hey.
Because, they can't really check it because, they don't know their efficiency or for safety reasons, so they can't provide them. But yet
they could say, hey, our name ain't been it and we ain't in it. We didn't do it.
That sounds like a gray area for that.
Yeah, the players did it. We can't help what they did. Ain't on us. If they get brain damage, it ain't because of us. Is that like why they're saying those smelling salts? They just think it might be like long-term side effects, or like what are they? What's the rule? What's the reason there?
The Will said it masked concussion symptoms.
Okay, there you go. So like, yeah, like, hey, we're not doing it. If you guys want to do it, go for it. But we're not. You're not coming back and suing us because of it. We're not getting sued anymore. And or having people come and try to shoot us because of it. Like, it's not funny.
Just had a smelling salt.
Well, I mean, like, it was about CT and concussions, though. Like, if you're telling me it masks them or hides them, like that's tied into CT and concussions. So, they're like, hey, you ain't getting us. Nope. If you want them, do it yourself.
John, I propose a question to you. How should a starting quarterback or expected starting quarterback for an NFL franchise play in a preseason game? Because Aaron Rodgers says, hey, he'll take it if, Will Howard can't play due to Will Howard's hand injury.
Rodgers says he wants to play in the preseason?
Yeah, he said he's if he's asked, he'll be open to it.
Okay.
Because honestly, I kind of don't like my starting quarterbacks playing in the preseason game. I mean, I do for like a fan's sake, because sometimes that might be, one of the only few games somebody get to. But also because you want to see, every player you can play on the field.
I think there was
preseason, you don't want them to get hurt.
I think there was a real overcorrection a decade or so ago. I mean, the injuries it might even be 20 years ago at this point, Bubba. But like Mike Vick and Chad Pennington both got hurt in the preseason, basically the same week. And then everyone's like, you know what? We're doing preseason. Our quarterbacks ain't playing. And then it got to a point where like nobody was playing at all in the preseason. Like, no starting quarterbacks were pretty much playing. And then we'd get to week one, and we'd get dreadful quarterback play. We'd get dreadful offensive play. And now coaches are looking and saying, okay, we got to play a little bit because, like, look at the Bengals. They came out and they went 0-3. Joe Burrow scored 10 damn points against the Patriots. They're notorious slow starters. So we got to get them some reps. We got to get them some practice. It used to be something like you'd play 3 quarters, 2 quarters, 1 quarter, basically, was kind of the idea. Or maybe, it would be like in the past, it would be you'd play 1 quarter, 2 quarters, and then a full game was kind of the idea. Whenever there's 4 preseason games, the third game was almost always treated like an actual dress rehearsal where starters would play. And that seemed to work for a long time. Now, I don't know if I want my starting quarterback playing a full game, but like I wouldn't mind seeing him do a half. Now, the Titans, Bubba, you asked me about my team. Like, I'd want to see Cam Ward play a half of football. Like, he needs the reps. He needs the game speed reps. Now, with that being said, I don't know if I want my starting quarterback out there playing with backup linemen. And I think that's part of the problem is because you don't want to risk your starting offensive lineman going out there and getting hurt, especially if they're, nicked up or ailing at all. So, like, that's more of the issue. And the NFL's tried to kind of combat it, and you see these teams now doing all these, like, practices with these teams, like situational games. Like the Titans and Bucks will get out there and practice, and then they'll go play each other in the preseason. You'll see people do that. I think that's kind of taken the place, or at least they thought would take the place of the preseason. But even then, you still can't simulate the actual like game day walkthrough and everything. Now, that was rambling. To answer your question, I'd like to see Cam Ward play at least a quarter. I'd like to see Joe Burrow play at least a quarter. Don't do anything too crazy. Like, I don't want any like long developing like play action plays. Like for Burrow, like I just see him out there like throwing really quick drops. Like, don't get hit. Cam Ward, on the other hand, like I don't want him to kind of run an offense. At least run like a couple 2-minute drills.
Yeah, you talked about guys, not getting hit. Well, this guy is probably going to get hit for another year to come, as Archie Manning predicts that grandson Arch will not declare for the 2026 NFL Draft. And honestly, I don't feel like he should anyways.
I mean, if he balls out and is the number 1 overall pick, maybe, but even then, like you saw Peyton, like he turned down being a top pick and said, nope, I'm going back to school. And look, Peyton's a pretty good path to follow. And if you're Arch Manning, you're pretty slender, and you're also making like I'm not gonna say like starting NFL money at Texas, but like you're making pretty damn good money at Texas. Now, Bubba, do we think that like if the Dallas Cowboys, for example, were picking number 1 overall, that he would go back to school? Like if Arch Manning was supposed to be the number 1 pick, and the Cowboys or like a big market or some big school, some big team, prestigious franchise was number 1, it was a good situation. Do I think he'd turn it down then? Probably not. Like if Matthew Stafford's back was hurt, let's just say Matthew Stafford's back was hurt, Bubba, and the Rams stunk this year, and they had the number 1 pick, and you could go play in L.A. for Sean McVay, I'd probably come out of school for that. If the Jaguars,
I would get my degree,
or the Panthers, or like one of those teams have the number 1 pick, I'm good. I'll go back to school, make $4 or $5 million, and put a little weight on and continue to develop as a player. I agree with Archie. I don't think Arch will be coming out either.
And then lastly, to hear from you, John, what would you think about a potential college football red zone?
I don't know if it would work.
Because Roger Goodell has hinted at that.
Now, there are some windows where I would really watch it. Like, if Tennessee's not playing, I'd watch. Because, I flip channels, especially if I'm gambling. Like, I keep up with all these games, or I'll be here. We got 4 TVs. I'll try to keep up with as much as possible. So, like, I see the idea of it, but, like, a lot of those teams we don't care about, man. A lot of those games.
I feel like a lot of teams would get lost in the shuffle.
Say what?
I feel like a lot of teams would get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, and, like, the thing about the NFL is, like, we care about every team for the most part because of gambling or fantasy football. You know what I mean? Like, there's very rarely a game on in the 1 o'clock window that you have zero care about. Like, either you or your opponent has a fantasy player, or you've put a bet in, or at the very least, you're watching like professionals at a top level play. So, like, I understand the idea. Because, like, in college baseball, for example, and whenever they have, what's it called? The whip around? What's it, whenever they do that for the regionals? Quick pitch? No, that's not it. 10th inning? No, that's not it. You know what I'm talking about, though?
Squeeze play.
Squeeze play. Thank you. We got there. Like, that works for the regionals. Like, I'll watch college baseball. I'll put that on whenever Tennessee's not playing and just keep up with all the kind of the stuff going on. And it works out. College football red zone, though, I'm interested to see how this works with like ESPN and NFL getting into bed together like that with the red zone and NFL Network and all that stuff.
Man, I should have taken Cody's advice and put these callers on there.
Yeah. Another scammer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to open the phone lines up now. 865-966-3435. I would like one person to call in and attempt this trivia. 865-966-3435. I will just rehash the trivia I prepared for the Smokies. Somebody call in and give it a run. Just kind of validate me. Bubba sent us to break. It's Talk Sports on FANRUN Radio.
Big Orange Country's home for sports. This is FANRUN Radio.
We really need to get some branded stuff. Shirts, hats, promo items, something professional.
I mean, we could just find a website and order a bunch of it ourselves.
You could, but you're taking a big risk. You don't know the quality, the fit, the timeline. It's a roll of the dice.
Yeah, I guess. But isn't that how everyone does it now?
Not the ones who actually care about how their brand looks. Look, if we're putting our name on it, it needs to be done right. We need SM Athletics.
SM Athletics?
Yeah. They specialize in working with businesses like ours. Apparel, hats, promo gear, but real, customized stuff. They actually care if it turns out right.
Probably a lot better than getting stuck with 100 t-shirts with crooked logos.
Exactly. Plus, they'll walk you through everything. Sizing, colors, material, so it matches the image we're trying to build.
Makes sense. What's the name again?
SM Athletics. Trust me, if you want to look like a real company, not a flea market stand, this is the move. If you're serious about your brand, work with people who are serious about getting it right. SM Athletics.
In a world filled with deadlines and screens, sometimes we forget the simple joys of life, days filled with special moments. At Inward Half, we understand the essence of these moments. Feel the difference between our breathable fabrics and flexible apparel as you disconnect from the hustle and bustle and reconnect with what truly matters. Inward Half, simple luxury for on and off the course.
Ready to launch your career? Axle Logistics is a leading third-party logistics company where excellence is an energy. With an award-winning culture, Axle proves that positive outcomes come from a positive environment and a work hard, play hard mentality. At Axle, the drive for success is infectious. And with an uncapped commission structure, hard work isn't just noticed, it's rewarded. For those with big goals and even bigger dreams, Axle Logistics is the place to start your career.
Are you looking for a treat that will knock it out of the park at the next watch party? Just like your favorite baseball team, Crumble brings the best lineup week to week with an expanded roster that includes key lime pie, strawberry cake, or my personal favorite, Monster featuring M&M candies. Let Crumble treat you to the best cookies in the game. Download the Crumble app and start earning rewards. You can even vote monthly on what flavors you would like to see at any store of your choice. Warmer weather is here, so get to the ballpark, but don't miss the cookies.
Hey there, everybody. My name is Linda, and TalkSports is my favorite radio show because them boys give me what I need. They don't pull any punches. They tell it like it is, and they're so funny. John's voice is sexy, and Cody reminds me so much of my late brother Donnie. It just warms my heart. Listen from 7 to 10 every weekday here on FANRUN Radio.
Bubba, is there anything worse as a football fan than having like the update that your quarterback's on epidermals like that? I feel like that's about as bad of an update as you could get. Like, hey, he's hurt.
I don't know. I mean, it could be your quarterback just manslaughtered a whole entire family that was his.
Yeah, at least that.
And now he's on the run, and you say, "Oh my goodness."
Yeah, it could be. You have a. Is it because of the like moral dilemma there?
Yeah.
Like, hey,
one, you lose your quarterback, and then two, you lose people's lives in the process.
Yeah, like, am I rooting for this guy? Am I still rooting for him to like escape and be good? Yeah, I could feel that. But at least there'd be a little bit of closure. You know what I mean? Like, at least you'd know then, like, hey, he's not gonna be my quarterback next year. It's a terrible feeling, like having that up in the air. Is my guy gonna play? Is he not gonna play? Is he gonna be healthy? As a Titans fan, I had to do that all the time with Steve McNair. It was every damn week. Turf toe, turf toe, turf toe. Never knew if he was going to play.
You know, not to go on the Titans talk too much here, but the other day, whenever we were talking about
we're Titan Station.
Whenever Snoop Huntley, was announced as a quarterback signing for the Browns, and we talked about his Pro Bowl season.
Yeah.
People kept talking about Vince Young. I want to say in like 05, 06, or 07 or something like that.
Yeah, I mean he shouldn't have been a Pro Bowler either. Like the Pro Bowl is a farce.
But also I don't know too much about that time because I was about 5 and 6 years old and I've yet to research that time period. So
yeah, he came in as a rookie and played pretty well. All right, all the freaks over on YouTube, get ready. This is going to be really important. Really important for your Freak of the Week possibilities. Instead of letting one caller play, I've decided we're going to let all of them play on YouTube. Get to YouTube now. You got about a minute. FanRun TV. I'll give you a minute to get ready. I'm asking my trivia questions from last night. Bubba's going to give me some harsh feedback on whether or not they were good questions. And then we'll go through
all the questions. I'll give you time. And, you know, if you're the first person in the chat to get the right answer, that's going to go a long way to you racking up some points for this week's Freak of the Week, which Bubba's took it upon himself to design us a shirt, a Freak of the Week shirt, where we'll start giving these out. We'll start giving shirts out to the people retroactively. Give us some time. You know, if you've won one already, we'll give you your shirt too. But Bubba's designing a Freak of the Week shirt. So this is going to be a big deal by the time football season rolls around. Now you still got about 30 seconds to go to YouTube. Search FANRUN TV. I'm waiting. Now, Bubba, were you there when I did trivia? You were there for that, right? And you said it was a disaster, and then I sucked, and it was terrible.
And I quote, I was there. And then whoever the individuals were, I'm not going to name their names.
You said Gary and Dan and Tyler. Yeah, you were there. But some people might be listening right now, Bubba, that weren't listening first thing this morning. So I was just, giving the audience another 15 seconds to get to YouTube to compete.
You also had a range of categories as well. Some that you thought were easy, some that were medium. And then, there's one or two that's like, if you don't know it, you don't know.
Yep. I hope the freaks over on FANRUN TV on YouTube, they have fast internet because, again, speed is going to be here. I'm going to give points out for the first three people that get answers. The first three people that get answers, we will give them some points and rack up for the Freak of the Week. All right, here we go. I prepared 10 questions. I was told to make it Tennessee Vols centric. I broke it up in 10 questions. The last question is a number question. I was told to do that in case of a tiebreaker. They start off easy. What I consider, I got 3 easy, 3 medium, or 4 medium, and 3 difficult. Number 1, get ready. Get your fingers ready. Pencils up. This Tennessee Vol legend is the only Tennessee player to ever make the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. That's pretty easy, I know. But again, I was trying to dip their toes in. Get your answers in. Get your answers in. Okay. Answers down. Pencils down. Pencils down. Of course, it was Todd Helton. Okay, it was supposed to be easy. We had to loosen up. We had to let them get in there and get their toes wet. Question 2 is not much tougher. Question 2. Who holds the Tennessee program record for most career home runs? Shout out to the 14-year-old kid. He got it right. 13-year-old kid. He got it right pretty quickly. Would you know that, Bubba? You deem that as easy?
Nope.
You don't deem that as easy?
Nope.
Really?
I couldn't tell you the answer to any single one of these questions right now, John.
You knew Todd Helton, didn't you?
I did.
Do you know this one?
Maybe.
Christian Moore.
That would have been my guess.
Christian Moore. Okay. Pencils, pencils down. Christian Moore. Pencils back up. Question 3. Tony Vitello is from what state? Did you know this one, Bubba?
I imagine it's a state in the South region.
Okay. If by that, do you mean the Show Me State, Missouri? Is that what you meant? No? That's not what you meant?
No, I would have actually.
What were you guessing?
I would have guessed another state.
What state are you talking about? You put quotations around South, so I assumed you meant that. What did you mean? Texas?
No.
Louisiana?
No.
North Carolina?
No.
Where?
I maybe thought Arkansas.
You thought he was from Arkansas? Yep. All right, so you would have been really striking out here, Bubba. Pun intended. Now we're moving up to what I consider the medium difficulty level. A couple people with perfect answers so far. You're supposed to have perfect answers so far. This one's going to be a little bit hard for the chat to type these out, but Tony Vitello's Vols set a program record by having 4 players drafted in the first round of the draft. in 2025. Name 3 of them. Name 3 of them. Type. Now, I will say on this one, I told the kids and the guy from New York that didn't know anything about Tennessee sports, I said, just give me 1. Just give me 1. I don't need you to know 3. I didn't need that. Just for the record, Bob got this wrong. Cody got this wrong. William stalled, claims he would have gotten it right, but didn't answer. Cody said, the guy that batted leadoff for us. So, I mean, I guess technically, he wasn't necessarily wrong. He just couldn't think of the name. Gavin Keelan. Liam Doyle, Andrew Fisher, Marcus Phillips. Those are your 4 answers. Bubba's Red Sox getting Phillips in at the buzzer there. A couple people here went Dean Curley. I was like, no. Dean, take that stock.
Oh, Curley to the moon.
All right, Bubba, next question. Great job in the chat. People feeling good. This one I thought was pretty easy, but the brain trust here said that's kind of actually difficult. Who scored the game-winning run for the Vols in their epic comeback in 2024 against Florida State? The first game of the College World Series in Omaha. Don't answer it yet, Bubba. Give the audience members a chance to answer on YouTube. Freak of the Week up for grabs. Have you designed your shirt yet? Have you started thinking anything? You thinking like clowns and like misfits from like the circus for the freaks, or what are you thinking?
I mean, I was thinking like eyes,
Oz? Like freaky eyes?
Kind of.
Okay.
But also, I'm also trying to relate it to, our
Sport.
logos and
Yeah.
themes around here.
What about just the
FANRUN
word
radio.
freak that like bleeds, like goo, like goosebumps type of text
I'll
of the
do
week?
it like freak in the same font as Charlie XCX's Brat.
I'll have to look at the font. All I know is the album's green. I don't know what the font looks like. All right, pencils down. Bubba, who scored the game-winning run against Florida State last year?
Here's when I lose all credibility as a man.
Oh, no.
I'd say Hunter Inslee.
I'd say, I thought you were there watching trivia. You didn't pay attention to the answers?
No.
Blake Burke. And then I gave Blake Burke a shout-out as he was signing autographs. I said, it's the man right down there, your national champion, Blake Burke. Everybody give him a round of applause. And people clapped. I was trying to MC, a.k.a. move the crowd. Blake Burke, he had the game-tying RBI. Then he scored the game-winning run. Okay. Are you fact-checking me? Don't worry about fact-checking me. I watched the highlight yesterday.
This is for my sake here, John.
You ain't got to fact-check me.
It's not fact-checking. I'm curious about why I keep thinking about Hunter Inslee.
Hunter Inslee had
helmet spike, different game.
Different game. Yeah, you're thinking Texas A&M. I'm talking about the Florida State comeback. That also wasn't. I guess that did kind of end up being the game-winning run, but at the time it made it like 7-2, 7-3, so it didn't feel like the game-winning run at the time. Next question, Bubba. Coach Rick Barnes has been the head coach at 4 other schools besides Tennessee. Name 3 of them. However, for the Freak of the Week, if you could name 4, I will move you to the front of the list on this question. 3, you still get points. 4, you get some bonus points. If you can give me the 4 schools Rick Barnes was the head coach of before Tennessee, I only made up 1 school for the kids and the grown men from New York who knew nothing about sports. They got it right. They went with the obvious. I'll give the chat a little bit longer. Smash the like button, by the way. Subscribe. Helps our algorithm. Helps the comments. Bubba, do you know the 3 schools? Well, 4 schools.
What was the previous question? You said game-winning win.
The game-winning run against Florida State. Trust me, I watched the video.
Final game? First game? Second?
We only played Florida State once.
Oh.
Were you watching Omaha last year? It was the opening game.
John, my brain doesn't work anymore. I just want to let you know that.
Then why are you trying to doubt me? Why are you trying to catch me in a lie? Why are you trying to catch me that I'm wrong?
Our freaks in the chat,
What are they saying?
A couple of them said Inslee. And by a couple, I mean a lot.
It's not Inslee.
Some said Dryling, you know.
Dryling had the game-winning hit against Florida State.
And then
I said, who scored the game-winning run? Do I need to walk you through what happened in the inning?
I'm going to go find this fan while you continue on.
Find the video. And I want an apology personally from every freak that's claiming it's Hunter Inslee. It was Blake Burke. Blake Burke, RBI single up the middle, tie game. Billy Amick, single to left field. Now Blake Burke's on second. Billy Amick's on first. Dylan Dryling hits a ball to the wall. Blake Burke comes around and scores. You ain't got to fact check me. I'm a professional. I'm a sports knower. Hunter Inslee, you guys are way off. You didn't even get to the plate. I said the Florida State comeback. Although that wouldn't even make sense because we didn't really have to have an epic comeback against Texas A&M. Did you find the video?
Not the video, but I found the play-by-play.
Okay, well, what's it say, Bubba?
It was 11
Let me
to
guess.
8. 11 to 8. We had Tears tripling to center
Let me guess.
field.
Tears triple to center field. Then we had a sack fly.
Curly flies out. Tears comes in.
Yep. Then we have I believe a
Cannon Peebles.
Cannon Peebles
for Dalton Bargo.
Yeah.
People's walks.
People's walks. Yep, that's right. Cal Stark, I believe, fouls out to the third baseman, I believe. Christian Moore hits a double to left field.
Yep.
Now he's at second. Blake Burke, RBI single up the middle, tie game. Billy Amick, single to left field. Dylan Dryling, I don't know if they call it a double or not, but an RBI game-winning. Well, it really was a double, but he didn't have to run a second because the game was over. No, now, please, freaks in the chat, all right, I'm sorry, John. For all of them that said I was wrong and all said Inslee, say, I'm sorry, John. Bubba, you say it. You tell me right now you're sorry, John.
I'm not sorry.
Of course you're not. No accountability of kids these days. No accountability. Now, do you have the teams Rick Barnes coached for or no?
I mean, I could give you two of them off the top of my dome.
Well, the kids went with Texas. You could also put Clemson.
I was going to say George Mason.
George Mason was first.
Ryan?
No, Providence. Providence was the other. George Mason for a year.
Lenore Ryan?
He played basketball there.
Well,
he played basketball there. George Mason, Providence, Clemson, Texas. All right, let's move to football. Apparently, I should have put these in the very difficult category for Bubba and the people in the chat.
To be fair, we also did play Florida State twice. But
did I say the epic comeback? Did we have an epic comeback in game 2 against Florida State? Did we?
I mean, the whole game was pretty epic.
What was the score of the second game against Florida State? What happened in that game? Because in my memory, I feel like we kind of just led throughout. Is that not right?
I mean, yeah, we won 7-2.
Okay. So not a big epic comeback, correct?
We could say that Christian Moore scored that game-winning run, 1-0, and then we just kept going up from there.
I don't think that would be considered the game-winning run. Then wouldn't it be? Wouldn't the third run we scored be considered the game-winning run?
I don't think you'd consider.
I think you
if we led the whole time.
I think you'd call Christian Moore's the go-ahead run, but I think the game-winning run would still be the third run. I believe in my stats. Let's move to football in this trivia. Huh?
Anyways.
Was that Blake Burke too?
No, it was Dylan Dryling who
Okay.
scored the third run. Not to derail your.
Yeah, you're derailing me. All right. In the last 50 years of college football, Tennessee has had 3 players finish top 5 in Heisman voting. Top 5 in Heisman voting. Tennessee's had 3 players. Who are they? 3 players have finished top 5 in Heisman voting. I can't get over you guys trying to argue with me as if I didn't look up these damn questions.
I know this one. For the Heisman. Not to be confused with Joe Theismann.
Do you have an answer?
I do. I can give you 3 of them.
Okay. Give it to me.
All right. We've got Peyton Manning.
Uh-huh.
I think I know what some of your answers that you mentioned last night was, but
okay.
I heard some.
Hold on. Give the audience, give the people. I'm not seeing the right. Nobody's got the right answer yet in the chat.
Some older generation.
Please listen to the question. I think people have a problem with hearing. I think people have a problem with hearing because they confuse the Florida State game, despite me saying the epic comeback. Well, technically we played them twice. Okay, whatever. Couldn't hear. Still wasn't Hunter Inslee either, by the way. Let's listen one more time. In the last 50 years, Tennessee has had 3 players finish top 5 in Heisman voting. Who are they? Who are they? All right, Bubba. Give them a little bit more time. If you're putting Johnny Majors, you need to check a calendar. A lot of people have put Johnny Majors. Johnny Majors played in 1956. That's 70 years ago. Not 50, 70 years ago. Although it is a little jarring when you realize that was 70 years ago. Not that I necessarily thought Johnny Majors was young or anything like that, but it is kind of wild that he doesn't fit inside the 50-year criteria, but he misses it by 2 decades. All right, we finally got a couple correct answers. Good job by Luke. He's the first one I saw. I'll have to go through and check this afterwards. The answer is Heath Schuler, who finished second. Peyton Manning, who finished second. And Hendon Hooker, who snuck in at number 5, Bubba. He finished 5th. Schuler, Manning, Hooker. All right, so I'll divvy up some points for that. Again, Johnny Major, 70 years ago. Please follow the prompt. Please follow directions.
These freaks are getting unleashed over here, John.
Which Tennessee Vol baseball player was drafted number 1 overall a year after leaving school to play independent ball?
Yeah, I thought this one was a pretty difficult question.
Yeah.
If you don't know, then you just don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's sometimes that's just the way it is.
I started paying attention to baseball,
Yeah, sometimes that's just the way trivia goes, though. Sometimes you just don't know an answer. Sometimes you can use context clues and figure it out, and sometimes you can't. Which, to be fair, when I was doing the research, I'd kind of put it, I was originally thinking I just had the highest draft pick in Tennessee history. And then I was like, oh, Nick Senzel at number 2. But then there's kind of a caveat here, so it ended up being a difficult question, a really, really hard question. For some people, I'll give people a little bit more time. Which Tennessee Vol baseball player was drafted number 1 overall a year after leaving school? He got drafted number 40 overall, Bubba. Refused to sign, went and played independent ball for a year, came back and went number 1 overall, which is kind of crazy.
Bet on yourself, brother.
Yeah, no, for sure, but that seems kind of crazy because he the independent ball, he didn't even pitch that much there, but I guess he fixed a couple things, or I don't know. Scott Boras got him drafted number 1 overall. Luke Hoshaver. All right, so we got 2 questions left. Freak of the week on the line. I'm picturing a really cool shirt, Bubba. Just has got the green goo going down. We're just rip off Goosebumps.
Now we're going to lose 4 designs here.
Tennessee head coach Josh Heupel was drafted 6th in the 6th. Was drafted in the 6th round of the 2001 NFL draft. Who drafted him? What franchise? Come on, freaks. You can do it. Who drafted Josh Heupel in the 6th round of the 2001 NFL draft? You've seen the pictures. You know it. You know who drafted him. Come on, you can do it. He's your coach. He's a VFL. He's the main guy in Knoxville. Show him his proper respect. Get this question right. Oh, there we go. Good. Lightning LeRae Jenkins. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. The Dolphins. There we go. Lightning LeRae Jenkins. You were first on that question. Good job. The Miami Dolphins. All right, last one. We'll do a closest to the pin here. When I say pencils down, no more guesses. How many players has Tony Vitello gotten drafted during his Tennessee tenure? How many players has he gotten drafted? Take your time. Think about it. Let's try to be honorable here. Nobody try to Price is Right this. No one try to find what hasn't been guessed and guess it. Just give your honest answer. I know this is a very prestigious Freak of the Week shirt that'll be ready in 6 to 8 weeks, but please be honorable. How many total players has Tony Vitello gotten drafted? Bubba, do you have a guess?
At least 8.
That is correct. He has at least 8. That is accurate. Why do you say at least 8?
Well, I feel like this year we had a ton.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think we had 9 this year. All right. Pencils down in 3, 2, 1. The answer, Bubba, 52. 52 players Tony Vitello has gotten drafted since taking over at Tennessee. Pretty impressive. All right, Bubba, now that you've heard it on radio with sports people, you've seen the way the Freaks answered or didn't answer. How would you grade my trivia on a scale of 1 to 100?
76.
Nice. So better than Cody's first pitch? Because you gave it a 50. You gave it a 55, so you said mine's better.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, brother. Last call on the other side. Let's talk sports on FANRUN Radio.
The Florida State was a little iffy, though.
You're listening to FANRUN Radio, the sports humans. Rickard Ridge Barbecue, located in beautiful Cove Lake State Park. Rickard Ridge is home of the best ribs in the volunteer state. Smoked daily by pitmaster Mark Rickard. The barbecue at Rickard Ridge is mouthwatering, fall off the bone delicious. Take the drive up I-75 to exit 134. For directions and to look at the rest of the menu, visit Rickard Ridge at rickardridgebbq.com.
Airlines have just reduced their prices even more. Book 30 days in advance and save big.
Want the absolute lowest prices on your airline tickets? Then call the Low Cost Airlines Travel Hotline right now. For prices so low, we can't publish them anywhere. The only way to access our low rates and save up to 70% is to call. Save hundreds on your vacation tickets by calling right now. You can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go and pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-631-1754. 800-631-1754. 800-631-1754. That's 800-631-1754.
Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referral specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care. If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit blackfordvetsurgery.com.
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Make sure you use the promo code FANRUN to take advantage of their welcome bonus and so they know that we sent you. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-8899-789. Must be 21 or older and located in Tennessee to bet.
The Drive with Russell Smith. Weekday afternoons from 3 to 6.
Join us weekday afternoons here on FANRUN Radio. We'll be discussing all the latest Tennessee football, basketball, and baseball news with expert analysis from special guests along with your phone calls. It's The Drive, weekday afternoons from 3 to 6, right here on FANRUN Radio.
the flagship station for Tennessee fans. This is FANRUN Radio, Knoxville.
Oh, there's egg on my face, Bubba. There's been egg on your face at times. Egg on a lot of the freaks in the chat on their face. But
Still wiping away some egg whites right now. It's a little slimy.
yeah, there's some egg on my face, though, because I was asking the questions and I was trying to stay in the moment. And I thought I could go through the chat later and grade up the answers to see who won. But YouTube apparently doesn't let you scroll back that far. We had so many people answering. And I guess after like 100 or 150 messages, like you can't scroll back any further. So like I don't know. I can't get past. I can't stop at the Rick Barnes question. Do we know who won? Like did you notice anybody getting more right answers than anybody else? Because I got to be honest, I can't go back and judge.
I mean, I can say a name off the top of my head, but it's only because he got like one of the second questions right.
Well, yeah, one of the second questions. Those were easy though.
Well, time and speed. I didn't look at the later questions. Is there not a way that you can go back through, look at the previous live stream, and see the chat in order?
No, I'm telling you, I'm scrolling it right now, and it just says there's a place that has top chat, which doesn't have all of them. Then I go to live chat, and then like the last answer it has, it'll let me go back to is Clemson, Texas, Providence, George Mason. That was like question 5 or question 6. Like I don't know who got the Blake Burke answer right.
I was gonna give it to my guy Chase Smith, just because that's the only name that I remembered.
Okay, well, I remember Lightning LeRae Jenkins. Like, he got the Dolphins one pretty fast.
Just going to have to rock, paper, scissors for it.
I need the chat to step up and be honest, because the peers, they know who was winning.
My guy Josh wanted to be cream of the week 2 times in a row. Also, I did not get your email, my guy.
We can't give him cream of the week twice. I don't know what that is, but I don't like it, and I don't like that. It feels at a certain point like it's just something weird between you two that I don't want to be a part of.
He doesn't understand, Josh. He doesn't understand.
I would like for somebody in the chat to step up and be honorable. This is a very prestigious award of Freak of the Week that's on the line. Please step up and tell me which one of your peers you think won. But if you think you won, just let me know too.
I think John, do you think I won?
Do I think you won? No, I'm saying if the person in the chat thinks they won. You didn't win. You came in last.
Yes, sir.
You even know what the hell state Tony Vitello was from.
No, sir. I'll say he's from Italy and just be done with it.
Fair enough. Good job today, Bubba. I'm not even going to ask you what you missed because I feel like you did a good job of getting everything. That was good.
Well, we missed a couple of things like Louisiana Lafayette down to the FCS level.
Didn't miss anything with Louisiana Lafayette because I don't give a damn about Louisiana Lafayette.
We've got MLS signing a young man from Tottenham for $26 million.
Okay. Is he American? I assume not.
Nope. Son Heung-min.
Oh, okay.
And then we've also got Barcelona considering legal and disciplinary actions against goalkeeper Marc-Andre ter Stegen after he refused to sign a consent form allowing the club to share his medical data with La Liga following a surgery.
Okay. I hope when this live stream ends, I can go back and add this up because I got like multiple people saying they think they won. So now I got to check. Oh, yeah. Work on your shirt design, Bubba. They're hot in the streets. People want them. People want to be Freak of the Week. Thanks for hanging out with us. Good job on the 2-man show, Bubba. I'll try to get you some help for tomorrow.
the flagship station for Tennessee football. Fans, FANRUN Radio.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on